All right, now we should be live and ready to go. Sorry about that, guys. So today we're going to be watching Trump participate in Invest America's Roundtable, apparently. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let them all get set up. We'll adjust camera angles here shortly. Don't think his mic is on yet.
We've had some exciting days in the last week, I would say, mostly good. Some of the things you're reading about in Los Angeles, thank goodness we sent out some wonderful National Guard. They've really helped, and a lot of problems they were having out there. They were afraid to do anything, and we sent out the troops, and they've done a fantastic job. So I want to thank them very much. I also want to thank you for being here as we discuss one of the most exciting parts of the one big, beautiful bill. It is indeed
Yo, what's good? My first chat of the stream. Welcome in.
Very well. The Trump accounts, as they call
Love to
it,
see you
pilot
here.
program, which will make it possible for countless American children to have a strong start in life at no cost to the American taxpayer. Absolutely no cost. It's going to have a huge impact. I want to thank House Speaker Mike Johnson for, number one, being a great speaker, and number two, perhaps slightly less important, for being here today. Thank you, Mike. Along with Chairman Jason Smith, who's fantastic, and Representatives French Hill, August Pfluger, Blake Moore, Rob Bresnahan, and Frank Lucas. Thank you all, fellas.
Just about set up, guys, on my end.
Very
and
much.
We'll get
Thanks as
focused
well
up.
to many top business leaders from Invest America, CEO, Council. It's been a wonderful council. They've come up with some fantastic ideas. We're putting them into use. They're really the greatest business minds we have today. These men and women lead large, successful companies, and they're committed to contributing millions of dollars to the Trump account. And it's really, it's going to be something incredible for children and for their employees in many cases. Here is how the accounts work. For every U.S. citizen born after December 31st, 2024, before January 1st, 2029, the federal government will make a one-time contribution of $1,000 into a tax-deferred account that will track the overall stock market. In other words, it'll be pegged to an index that we'll pick. Right, Michael? We'll pick it. We'll pick a good one. Maybe you should be the index. I'd like to have that. These kids would be very wealthy if that were the case. That would be a good idea. I think we might do that, Michael Dell. These accounts will be private property controlled by the child's guardians, and in many cases, those guardians will be the parents. We think probably the parents will be the guardians. They'll be open for additional private contributions each year from family, friends, parents, employers, churches, private foundations, and more. This is a pro-family initiative that will help millions of Americans harness the strength of our economy to lift up the next generation, and they'll really be getting a big jump on life, especially if we get a little bit lucky with some of the numbers and the economies into the future. In addition to the substantial financial benefits of investing early in life, extensive research shows that children with savings accounts are more likely to graduate high school and college, buy a home, start a business, and are less likely to be incarcerated. Trump accounts will contribute to the lifelong success of millions of newborn babies. They'll fully, and this
Chad, are you guys getting a Trump account?
I think for everybody to hear.
I think I'll be passing up on that.
Through targeted reforms in the one big beautiful bill.
Or a Trump cell phone?
Like the $1.7 trillion in mandatory savings, welfare reforms to stop waste and fraud, a 3.5% remittance tax, and more. And it's just a part of that. The one big beautiful bill is among the most important pieces of legislation in our country's history. I don't think there's ever been anything bigger. And I think it's going to go down as certainly one of the most important things we'll ever have done. in addition to the largest tax cuts in the history of our country, including the most powerful border security measures ever. It delivers major economic relief to the American workers' families. And there are so many things. Rebuilding our military, we built it just 8 years ago. We started and did a great job, but now we have to rebuild it again, plus technology change. All of a sudden, it's about drone. You know,
What's
we have
good,
a new form
Lawrence?
of
Welcome
warfare.
in.
It's drone warfare. So a lot of things change. We did a great job with the military, but now we're going to have to do some little tweaks, to put it mildly.
None of you beat
And we'll
Manel
be
here
doing
today.
that, and we have
She
it
was the first
all
one.
Nicely
You
funded.
guys got wrecked.
I look forward to signing this into law. It's really something that we're having such an opportunity. And I have to say, he's here with us. He's a person that I've admired for a long time. You take a look at what he's done and followed his record. And it's Dell chairman, Michael Dell. He's done such an incredible job. It's as a business person, I study business people, and that's a perfect one to study. It should be almost mandatory reading.
That's
So I
facts.
wanna
If Trump studies
congratulate you on
anything, it's a
that, and thank you
businessman.
for the idea, because you're the first one that really brought this to my attention. I know that you and your friends have been talking about it for a long time, but other presidents didn't get it done, Michael, right? So we got it done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Sure. I want to also give some recognition to my friend Brad Gersonner, who helped get us all organized and
That's right.
and actually
Thank you very much. Good, Brett.
spearheaded this.
Good. And also we have with us a very powerful man in the world of business, CEO David Solomon of Goldman
Have I
Sachs.
played the
David,
Resident
thank you
Evil
very
4
much.
remake? Not the
you for your
remake. I
time,
have
friend.
played the original.
Thank you very much.
Not the
Uber
remake.
CEO Dara Khosrowshahi. Where is Khosrowshahi? Where? Thank you very much. That's a hell of a name, but you've done a hell of a job. So that's appropriate. And also, again, Chairman Smith for doing such a job. Nobody knows taxes better than Chairman Smith. When we have a problem,
Yo,
like
welcome
we
in
go to
everyone
see
just now
Chairman
making it
Smith,
in.
right? So I want to
is
thank
Trump
you
and an
very much,
Invest America
Dara and
Roundtable.
Chairman Smith. I appreciate it. So I'd like to begin by asking Speaker Johnson to say a few words, and I think then we're going to go to Michael Dell, David Solomon. We're going to go to Dara, and then to Chairman Smith. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, thank you so much for your bold, visionary leadership. It is the key to all of this great success that we are achieving. And the One Big Beautiful Bill, it is not an overstatement to say it will be one of the most consequential pieces of legislation in the history of Congress. There's a lot in
Yep.
here. And
Consequential.
by extension, or I would say it is an extension of the figure who I believe will be the most consequential president of the modern era, if not all American history, and that's the gentleman sitting to my left. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you very much. That's a beautiful statement. Huh? I like him too.
You like everyone that says nice
It's
things
it's a
about your
statement
bill.
of objective fact, and every working American understands, I think, the principle behind this concept that we're discussing today. If you have a 401k, you understand the power of investing early for the future. Trump accounts take that same principle, and they apply it from the very
chat, who's
beginning
getting a
of
Trump
Americans'
account?
lives. It's a pretty
Does
simple
anybody have that
concept.
Trump
The
cell
families that
phone?
opt in will receive a
I'll
one-time
lose my
payment
shit
of
if one of you are watching me
$1,000
from a
to
Trump cell
account
phone.
that parents can contribute to. It's a bold, transformative policy that gives every eligible American child a financial head start from day one. Republicans are proud to be the party, we always have been, that supports life and families and prosperity and opportunity. And Trump accounts are all about setting up the next generation for success. For future Americans, this early investment could really be the game changer. It could be a difference. It could pave the way for paying their way through college or buying their first home or starting a business, even when they're
The
young. So
Trump's
even
autopilot,
$1,000
like
at
a
birth
sleep look, is
will
just
put these
crazy. Let's
Americans
see if
in
he
a
does
better
it.
position than over half of American adults who sadly have no retirement
Yo,
savings at
anybody
all.
wearing
So
headsets?
this would
did
be
you, did
a
you
remedy
catch
to that great problem.
It sounds like the
And it
audio
will
is
encourage
swapping
the free
gears.
market. It will encourage investment and understanding of capitalism. All these things that we want to foster among the American people so that the economy and individual lives can flourish. Of course, none of this happens unless we pass our One Big Beautiful Bill through Congress. And we have at stake the largest tax increase in American history if we fail to deliver. And we will not have this rocket fuel to the U.S. economy, and that's why this is so very important. Passing this pro-growth legislation will help every single American From Trump accounts, this is one of the components of it, to eliminating taxes on tips and overtime, to reducing red tape on Main Street. And the One Big Beautiful Bill is going to drive prosperity. It's going to create jobs across the country. It will make all boats rise. Wages will go up. Job participation levels will go up. We'll have more opportunity, more economic opportunity for more people. So you can climb up that ladder to the next step. The typical
am I
family with 2
smoking
children
on?
is going to see their take-home pay increase
I
by
don't even
up
remember
to
this strain tonight.
$13,300 a year. That's real money to real
I'll show you
people.
guys.
This legislation is geared for hardworking Americans.
I don't
and
know
it
if
is
it'll
going to
focus,
help
chat, but this is the bud
everybody.
tonight.
We are excited to deliver it. It
Make
can't
sure you're rolling
happen
up
soon
along
enough.
with me.
We are very close now to that finish line after about
We need it
14
for the
months worth of work
politicians.
that's gone into this. We're excited that we're almost there. Mr. President, thanks again for your leadership,
Thank
to
you,
all the
Mike,
great
very
leaders
much.
around this table for all that they invest to
I
our
gotta chill.
economy
My
and
girl's
our
watching. I'll
country
chill.
and its government. And I will, as we say in the House, I'll yield back.
Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it. And again, for a great job. Thank you very much. Michael, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I believe this is an incredible moment for all of us here today, and it's wonderful to be with some of the leaders of the most successful companies in the world as we come together to invest in the future of our country. We see the Invest America Act and the establishment of these Trump accounts as a simple yet powerful way to transform lives. Decades of research have shown that giving children a financial head start profoundly impacts their long-term success. With these accounts, children
facts.
will be much more likely to graduate from college, to start a business, to buy a home, and achieve lifelong
I don't know if
financial
it's going to be
stability.
achieved with the Trump
Dell
account, though.
Technologies is proud
facts,
to be
what
one
he's
of
saying,
the
that's
very
what they
first
need.
companies to support the Invest America Act, a bill that provides every child with a $1,000 seed investment account at birth. This is a straightforward step with enduring benefits. Following your inspiring lead, Mr. President, Dell Technologies will match the government's contributions dollar for every child born to a Dell team member. This isn't just a new benefit. This is an investment in our people, their families, our communities, and America's future. And it embodies our core belief that opportunity should begin at birth. My wife, Susan, and I, also through our family foundation, have been closely studying the Invest America Act. And assuming that it becomes law, we expect to make a very significant
That's a
gift.
good question. Who got
We view
Epstein's
this
old
as-
job?
We view this initiative as a powerful platform for philanthropic innovation aimed at helping children thrive wherever they come from, particularly those families who have been historically left behind. Mr. President, you articulated it perfectly. These Invest America accounts will give every new American child a genuine opportunity to participate in history's greatest engine of economic growth, the American economy. The funds in these accounts invested in American enterprise. and
Chat, I don't know if you
innovation
guys
will
read
grow
that,
over
but we have a
time
super
into
chat goal of
substantial
10
nest
this
eggs,
stream. And if we
providing
hit that,
support
I'll
for
do a full
education,
stream dressed
home
as Trump,
ownership, and starting
covering
families.
Trump and talking
The
like
ability
Trump.
of families, friends, benefactors,
saying,
and
I'm putting that out
employers
there.
to match the government's generosity amplifies the life-changing potential of this initiative. Thank you, Mr. President, for your visionary
All right,
leadership
going
on this
back to
critical
Trump.
issue. These Invest America accounts will profoundly impact countless young Americans, ensuring they truly benefit
not done.
from what Abraham Lincoln described as the right of every American, the right to rise.
Please, nobody buy the
Thank you very
Trump
much,
phone.
Michael. And we really have come a long way since you came to see me about 6 months ago with your beautiful wife. We had a nice talk. I said, that sounds pretty good. Let's think about that.
It's always a
And
beautiful something.
Everybody I've spoken to about it, they can't even believe it. And because of great politicians and political leaders like we have, I think this is going to go quickly, very well and very quickly. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. David Solomon, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm thrilled to be here with everyone and excited to participate in this important and timely discussion. I'd also like to acknowledge the efforts of so many in Congress on this very significant issue, and in particular the members here, and particularly the leadership of Senator Cruz and Representative Moore, who've played a big role in helping drive this forward. We also
What's a
wouldn't be
Trump
here
phone?
today
Guys, Trump has made
without
his own
the leadership
phone
of Brad Gersonner
with his
and Michael
own cell
Dell
service.
and really having the vision, the energy,
Trump
the
Mobile.
passion, the commitment
It's an actual
to help
fucking
move this
thing.
forward. So thank you both. There are many reasons why the United States has the largest and most dynamic and most innovative economy in the world. But one of the most important is the fact that our system of democratic capitalism incentivizes a culture that does not penalize people for taking risks. In fact, it incentivizes people to have a vision to go out and attract funding that's necessary to make their vision a reality. It is no mistake that many of the most important and innovative companies in the world today started in a parent's garage or on a college campus or in any one of a number of unlikely places in the United States. One of my worries is that our current and future generations of young people don't fully appreciate and aren't as educated as well as they can be on markets and capitalism. And while capitalism is not perfect, it helps fuel the American dream. This initiative gets at the core of binding those future generations to the benefits and the potential of America's great companies and markets. Early childhood
Chad, let me
investments
know,
have far-reaching benefits,
you
and Goldman Sachs
Republican?
is proud to support this
Are you a
initiative.
Democrat?
This is an exciting
Are
opportunity
you something
for
else?
public-private
Are you not political?
partnership
Let me know in that
and
poll.
for both communities and companies to invest in young people, the
I want to see
future
what my
of
chat
America.
is.
Once we see the Invest in America Act signed into law, Goldman Sachs would be excited to further support this Invest in America initiative. We believe passionately in our capital markets. They're an enormous competitive strength for the United States, and we know that our economy's future vitality is dependent
A lot of
on
you are
young
not
people
political.
understanding the power of
Interesting.
investing for the long term and sharing in the benefits of ideas that bring value to the lives of people around the world. Thank you, Mr. President, for helping drive this forward, and I look forward to continued partnership on this effort.
Thank you very much, David. Dara, please. Thank you.
Who is Dara?
Good afternoon, everyone.
That's a
Thank
guy,
you, Mr. President,
okay.
for
Who's
hosting us here
talking?
today.
Oh.
It's an incredible honor to be here in a place that symbolizes the very opportunity that has defined my life. Thank you,
What the
Brad. Thank you, Michael, for your vision. We all strive to build something that lasts, and the Invest in America Act is a legacy that is going to last for generations. President Trump, thank you for your leadership. Your support is going to turn this powerful idea into a powerful reality for millions of young Americans. And I was 9 years old when I came to this country, and my family arrived.
How many times
in
am I
America
going to hear
having
that
fled,
Tim Pool
the
thing? Are you
Iranian
the same
Revolution.
guy, or is that a thing?
We
What does
had
Tim
lost
Pool look like?
everything that we
Arthur,
had
thank you
built.
for the sub on YouTube. Welcome
But
in.
we gained something far more valuable here. We gained a chance to rebuild again. We had a close-knit family. We had access to world-class
I don't
education.
know where that came from.
And we had the one thing that fuels every American dream, and that's hope. So what if we could bottle up that hope? What if we could give that same power of hope, real, tangible hope, that comes from having a stake in your own future and a stake in the best companies in the world, to every single child that's born in this country? That's the promise of the Invest America Act. It's not just an account, it's a launch pad. It puts the unstoppable engine of compounding to work for our kids, building a future for them from day one. This
We're
mission
all
is
still
personal to
talking
me,
about the Trump
and
accounts?
it's core to us at Uber.
Is that what
Every
this is
day
about?
we see people using our platform to create opportunities for themselves, to save for a home.
This is the
to
Trump administration?
Pay for tuition, to build their own American dream one trip at a time. And that's why Uber is so proud to support this bill.
Uber?
Which also includes benefits for millions of Uber drivers and couriers in the form of no tax on tips.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
President,
yeah.
our
That's
earners are
cool.
grateful for your support.
Thank you very much. Right? What a great job. You know, when you think we're
DoorDash
doing a
drivers
lot
are
of
going
work on
crazy right now.
Iran right now.
They're running it up for
I
real.
see that what you just said. You
Yo,
came in
Jonathan,
and
thank you for the sub
they
on
took it
YouTube.
all
Welcome
away
in.
From you, and you started, and you become one of the biggest.
Remember, guys, 10 super
anywhere in
chats
the world.
today,
What a
and we'll
great
dress
story
up as
that is.
Trump.
Thank you very much, Mr.
We'll
President.
be Trump for a
We wish
stream.
you all the success there.
Thank you very much. We'll need it. We're going to
Trust
need
me,
it.
you'd love it.
That's
They're tough negotiators.
They're great negotiators.
Yes.
Among the best. Look at
Yes.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Dara. Jason, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to first start off by thanking you for your leadership, your vision, your commitment to workers and families throughout this country.
What are you doing?
The One Big Beautiful Bill would not have been possible without you. And it delivers the largest tax cut in U.S. history.
Yo, Donna,
The largest,
thank you for the sub on YouTube.
mandatory
Welcome in.
spending cuts in U.S. history. The most significant welfare reforms in U.S. history, and the largest one-time investment
Will
in
you go
border
away?
security.
I'm trying to smoke.
So it's things to be extremely proud about.
Stoner kitty.
Representing Southeast Missouri, I'm extremely proud about how you're delivering for working families. no tax on tips. A waitress like the waitress in Nevada that talked to you about no tax on tips, and the other 4 million tipped employees in the country, they will see an extra $1,700 in their
He's just
paycheck
representative.
because of the no
for
tax
Representative
on tips.
Missouri.
That's significant for someone who's just
Yo,
trying to
Jose
put food on
and
their table and clothes on
Vicente,
their
thank you for the
backs.
subs on
The
YouTube. Welcome
linemen
in.
working overtime to restore power will get an additional $1,750 into their paycheck. Seniors will get $72 billion in tax cuts. The Trump investment accounts will be a game changer for,
Here we go about
for
the
new
investment accounts
parents,
again.
even before their newborn baby can walk or talk. Their child will have money saved to one day learn a trade, start a business, or to buy a home.
I got to look into that. I don't know anything about that.
Every child born under this policy will have a better shot.
Colombian, thank you for the sub on YouTube.
It
Welcome
does
in.
not matter if they live on a city block
And Super Chats
or on
is
a county
TTS.
road.
It reads it out
This
loud.
will make a
Just don't make me regret
significant
that.
difference to their lives, and it's because of your leadership, Mr. President. And we say
Look
thank
at
you.
this, dude.
Well, thank you very much, Jason, and hopefully we're going to get that through, and we have a certain date picked out, an ideal date. If it takes a little longer, that's okay, but ideally we're going to get
If I touch her,
by a
she'll
certain
stand
date.
here. That's all I
And
got to
again,
do.
I think it's
That's
one
all
of the
she
most
wants.
important pieces of legislation we've ever had before us and that the country's ever had. I'd like to ask, if I might, Brad Gersonner, one of the most successful people in our country. I'm a friend of Michael very much, and Michael has great respect. And if you don't mind, Brad, I'd like to say a few words, please. Thank you.
Well, first, it's a great honor and privilege
Oh,
to
you
be
want him to
here.
say a few words.
We wouldn't be here without your leadership. And for me personally,
Oh, he's way
to be
over
here
here.
with my son, Lincoln Gersonner, happens to be named after the gentleman over your right shoulder.
Where's Lincoln? Well, he's good looking. He's much better looking than you. What happened?
Hey, we all want our kids to be better than ourselves.
Fuck
But
that.
it
I
was
want to be great
around
too.
Our small kitchen table.
Go cat.
This idea was really born. I started off like Jason Smith in a small rural town in Indiana. My dad
Yo,
lost everything in
Laszlo,
1978
Leonardo,
trying to start
Richard, thank you
an
for the
auto
subs on
parts
YouTube.
company,
Welcome
and The
in.
Japanese were tearing
How
apart
are you getting
our
back up
auto
here so
industry.
fast?
We had
Oh my
double-digit
goodness.
interest rates and inflation. Our family mortgaged the house to keep the company going, and ultimately
Oh,
lost everything.
she just wants to be here,
So
bro.
I know a little something about starting with nothing.
You
And I
can't
know
tell a
what it
cat
felt
no.
like.
It's
That
impossible.
first time you had a little skin in the game, where you thought you had a shot. You went from nothing to something. And like Dara said,
I went
that is
from
the
nothing
great
to
story
something.
of America.
Yeah.
The promise that there's mobility.
This is America.
The promise we can move up that ladder. But
Don't catch you slipping, no.
today, we've moved to
Don't
a
catch you
society
tripping, no.
of dependency.
This is
Right,
America.
I saw
Nana,
somebody
thank you for the
answer,
sub on YouTube. Welcome
the White
in.
House's tweet on this today by saying the answer to socialism is more capitalism. This is more capitalism.
Dude, she's
This
falling
is
asleep.
aligning
This is
every
exactly what she
child
wanted.
in America with the upside of free markets and the benefits. And that is your Main Street agenda, Mr. President. No tax on
No
tips.
chat.
That doesn't help
My cat
rich
is not
folks.
for sale
that
or
helps
give.
the people who feel left out and left behind. No tax on overtime. No tax
don't
or
hurt
deduction on
inhaling
Social
the smoke.
Security.
And
And
then
the
she
Trump
just
accounts,
wants to.
right? That everybody in this room are
then she
here.
wants to
we've
fall
been
asleep
working
right
so
here and
hard
put
on,
her
but
claws
would
in my
never
chest.
come to fruition without your leadership.
Got you tripping up.
Those will change the game forever. It makes America an ownership
Oscar
society
W.
again, because
Thank you for
all
the
of
subs
those
on
kids will
YouTube.
see
Welcome
the
in.
benefit of compounding. If you
I think I
start
already said
with
Nana,
$1,000
but if I didn't, Nana.
and $750 is added a year by parents, grandparents, by churches, by the companies in this room who will all contribute to the accounts of the kids of their employees, by the great
If you guys want to
philanthropists in
see me
America.
do
I
a
think
whole stream
$750
dressed and
is a
acting
low
like Trump,
estimate per year.
check the super chat goal.
But if you do that, by age 18, Mr. President, these are worth $50,000. By age 30, they're worth $175,000. And if you do it every year of your life, at age 50, they're worth $1 million. You are giving the shot for every American to feel like they're in the game again.
Sorry if your
Part of
name doesn't
America
pop
with that
up. If too many
economic
people sub at
mobility, that
once, it
dream
just it
that
picks
led
chosen
Michael Dell to
ones.
start Dell
I'm so sorry if
Computer
you
in
weren't
his
one of the
dorm
chosen
room.
ones.
Dara to feel like he had a shot after coming here from Iran, and a
my
couple
hands are
poor
tied.
kids from Missouri and Indiana to make it to where we are today. So thank you for your leadership. This would not happen without the reconciliation bill and the work of the many in this room, but spearheaded by the Speaker and Jason Smith, the big, beautiful bill. This is the vehicle to get the Invest America Act passed. So thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Brad. Great job. And nobody knew I was going to call you. I might have done the best job.
Trump's been the like
Got to think about
glaze
that.
on
Good
the opposite.
recommendation, Michael.
It's a good tactic.
Does anybody have any questions? I think it's something that's really got to be talked about because it's somewhat of a miracle that we're close to pulling it off. Please.
He's from the South. When
We-
you
we
think that
put,
big, beautiful bill
Independence
was going to
Day
pass?
as a self-imposed deadline, and we certainly hope, I believe, we can still meet that. It's up to
We
the
already
Senate.
did.
The bill's in the Senate's hands now, but spoke
Nope.
to Leader Thune as
We're done.
recently as last night. He's feeling very optimistic. You see the Senate going through the same deliberations we went through in the House, except we had 14 months to do it. They've got a truncated time period to get that done, but as you all know, I've encouraged my dear friends and colleagues over there,
This is the guy who's talking
don't modify
about
it too much, because we've got a very delicate balance that we reached, and it took us a long time to get there, and we don't want to upset that balance too much. So they're putting their fingerprints on it. and
Larry,
I
thank you for
hope
the
it'll
sub
be a
on
light
YouTube.
touch, and
Welcome
they'll
in,
send it
bro.
back, and we'll get this thing done and get to the president's desk.
Let's get it
And
done.
really, we have tremendous
Get her
spirit.
done.
I've never seen anything like it. There's
Tremendous.
just an unbelievable. We'll always have a couple of people. I don't want to use the word grandstanders. I'd never use such a word, but you'll always have that a little bit. But maybe you won't even have that. Who knows? There's tremendous
knows?
spirit for this
But it's
bill.
going to be huge.
I think like we haven't seen very much, Jason, right? We haven't seen too much. So I think it's going to go pretty quickly.
With Prime Minister Netanyahu, you just mentioned Iran.
Oh
Did you
my-
discuss Iran?
Very
Did you
well.
discuss
We
the
discussed
Gaza
a lot of things.
the Gaza war?
Yeah, we discussed a lot of things, and it went very well. Very smooth. We'll see what happens.
Kelly
And we're
Jackson,
trying to,
Mr. Busy, thank you
do
for the sub
something
on
with,
YouTube.
a
Welcome the
country
fuck
we
in.
just spoke about, Iran. I think you should negotiate this. You might be better. I think I'm going to send you today. What a good idea. This could have been the idea of the day. We'll have Dara get up and negotiate. They are good negotiators, but they're tough. Sometimes they can be too tough. That's the problem. So we're trying to make a deal so that there's no destruction and death. And we've told them that, and I've
Yep.
told them that.
Death
I
and
hope that's the way
destruction
it
does
works
not
out,
turn
but it
out
might
good
not
for
work out
either
that way.
side.
We'll soon find out. Yeah, please.
2020, when you were talking about unrest in American cities, you said, quote, "We have to go by the laws. We can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor." What changed now? Why is this situation different to not consult with Governor Newsom about this?
Well, the biggest change from that statement is we have an incompetent governor. So I talked about governors, but I didn't talk about he's an incompetent governor. Look at the job he's doing.
Yeah, this
in
man's
California.
feisty.
He's destroying one of our great states. And if I didn't get involved, if we didn't bring the guard in,
Which state is he?
and
He's
we
talking
would
about
bring
LA?
more in if we needed it, because we have to make sure there's going to be law and order. You had a disaster happening. And they now admit it was a disaster. I watched the chief yesterday, who's a good man, by the way, and he said, "Wow, we're lucky we did this because they
Yo,
were
chat,
they
you
were
guys are going
overwhelmed.
crazy.
You saw what was happening, so we did the right thing. Everybody agrees to that.
Joan Guard,
But,
thank you for
have
the
a
sub
governor
on
who let the
YouTube.
city
Welcome
burn
in.
down, didn't want water to be sent down to him. And I sent billions of gallons of water. I
Billions
I wanted
of
to
gallons
do it in
of
the
water.
first term. He wouldn't do it over. I don't know. They have environmental reasons, but there were no environmental reasons. It's, I think it's just a political philosophy. But it's lucky for the people in Los Angeles and in California that we did what we did.
Jim is
We got it just
vacuuming
in
and
time.
listening
It's
to this
still,
liar.
simmering a little bit,
Appreciate you
but
for
not
tuning
very
in, my
much.
man.
Yeah, please.
Have you gotten
A crime has he committed? I think his primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job. What he's done to
Trump
that
has
state
no
is like
fucking
what Biden
filter.
did to this country,
This is so.
and that's pretty bad.
Everything he
It's the
says
wrong
is just raw.
philosophy. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants, many of them prisoners. They're taking up your health care. They're taking up your space in schools. They're taking up your hospital. And in many cases, they're criminals. And we have to do something about it, and we're doing something about it. I want to thank the.
However,
incredible
guys, we know
Patriots of
that
ICE and Tom
they
Homan,
did rule that
who's
the
been
Trump
incredible,
administration
and
needs to
Kristi Noem,
pull themselves
likewise
out
incredible.
of the ICE.
The job they're doing. And it's
And the
like
LA
an unforced
stuff.
error. There was no reason for this.
So.
21 million people were allowed into our country, and many of those people were criminals. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But we're getting them out. And I will say, I think it's a 95-5 issue, just like so many other issues, 95-5. And the Democrats lost an election in a landslide because
Who is going to be the
they're
first
on the
super
wrong
chat of the
side of
stream?
the
If we
issues.
get
I mean,
10,
it's
I'll do a
not
full
even
stream dressed
conceivable
as this guy,
that
acting like
somebody
this
would
guy
do
and
the
everything.
kind of things that he did. And
Let's see
then,
if we can reach that goal
you
today.
talk about projects. They want to build a train going from San Francisco to L.A., and it's costing hundreds of billions of dollars more than they thought it was going to cost. It's not even believable. To Brad and to people sitting here, would you believe that a train, it was going to cost X dollars and it might be 100 times X?
Would have paid for this for about 50 million American children.
You're right. You're
50
right.
million American children instead of a 3-mile train track that never got built.
We could have put Lincoln in charge with no experience. He would have done a good job. I guarantee you.
He brings
that.
up Lincoln a
All
lot.
right, please, Peter.
Mr. President, have you
Good
gotten
old
an
Abe.
update from
Peter,
your
Peter, go ahead.
negotiating?
Thank you, President Trump. So it seems like Gavin Newsom likes the attention that he's getting right now from
I do.
you.
Yeah, I think
it
he
seems like
likes
he does. If you look at recent history, somebody who was running for president, you, who got arrested and had a mugshot, you could
Hey,
make
here
the
we
argument
go.
that politically that wound up helping you. Are you
This is the first time I've
worried at
heard
all
someone
at this
ask.
moment that talking about him getting arrested could be helpful to his political prospects? Because a lot of people think he wants to be sitting right where you are.
Well, in my case, it was a witch hunt, and everybody knew it. And I was able to
witch
explain
hunt.
that during the process. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And it was a total witch hunt. It's proven to be a witch hunt, and you see what's happened. In his case, it really is very obvious. You look at what's happened between the fires, I could name 10 things right now. We talk about the trains. We
I don't
talk
know. What do you
about,
think, chat?
all of the costs in California.
This
You
cap?
talk about all of the people that are flowing in, destroying life for everyone else. So no, I don't think it's going to help him. I think it's actually very bad for him.
And right around the time that we were walking in here, the governor and the state attorney general said that they're going to sue you for sending the National Guard in. They're saying there's no invasion, there's no rebellion. The president is trying to manufacture chaos and crisis on the ground for his own political ends. Federalizing the California National Guard is an abuse of the president's authority under law.
Trump's like, man,
Well,
this
you
dude's
know,
got
it's
all the
interesting.
questions.
You watch the same clips as I did. Cars burning all over the place, people rioting. And by the way, we stopped it. We were able to make it much better, but it still looked pretty bad. And in watching clips last night, people were saying this is really a big problem. And until we went in, if we didn't do the job, that place would be burning down just like the houses burned down. They were in big trouble last
Yo,
night, Peter.
Swan.
And the night before,
Thank
and
you
the
for
night
the sub
before
on
that.
YouTube. Welcome in.
And I feel we had no choice. I don't want to see happen what happened so many times in this country. I watched Minneapolis burn.
Super chats are
look at what
TTS,
happened
but
in
don't make
so
me
many
regret that,
different parts
guys.
of California. You take a look at what happened in San Diego. There's so many different places where we let it burn. We want to be politically correct. We wanted to be nice. We want to be nice to the criminal. And what you're doing is destroying the fabric of our life in this country. No, we did the right thing. We've been given credit by people that I would least suspect. Why I would say that some of the people that came in and said, thank goodness.
You guys want to see
they
what
said,
happened to the cat?
Some of them, thank God that Trump got involved. And I'm very
She's
happy I
knocked
got
out.
involved. And I think Gavin, in his own way, is probably happy I got involved. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
What do you make of the fact that he says you want a civil war on the streets of America?
No, that's just the opposite. I don't want a civil war. Civil war would happen if you left it to people like him. And I liked him. You know, I always got along with him. Never had a problem with him. But he's grossly incompetent. Okay.
Negotiators in London. Have you gotten an update from your team in London
What?
negotiating?
Louder.
Have you
What?
gotten an update from your team in London
I heard her
negotiating the
fine
China
the first
trade
time.
talks?
Thank
We
you,
are
Kelly.
doing
She knows it.
well with China. China's not easy, just like your home country is not easy, Dara.
Oh my goodness.
I think we're doing very well.
What
They're
home
over
country
there
would
now.
that
I'm
be?
only
I
getting
can't
good
see her.
reports. It's a little early,
What
but
does
they'll
she
be
sound like,
calling in
chat?
soon. In fact, probably when I get back, I'll have my first call from them. We want to open up China. And if we don't open up China, maybe we won't do anything. But we want to open up China. It'll be a great thing for China.
We'll
great
see
thing
after
for the
those
rest
tariffs
of the
come
world.
through.
To lift export controls when it comes to China? Did you give your negotiators any
Well, we're
sort
gonna
of
see. We're gonna
limitations?
What does
see.
she
Look,
sound like?
China has been ripping off the United States for many years. Nobody charged them 10 cents. No president
Yo,
had the courage
Nobles
to
and
charge
Count
China for
Laffy,
whatever
thank you for the
reason. They
subs
didn't
on
wanna do
YouTube.
it.
Welcome in.
I took in hundreds of billions of dollars I put on tariffs on China when I got in first term. And we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. And then I did it again, but I did it for a lot of others.
think she's
If you
from the
look at
UK.
The stats, the deficit last month
Do we think
was cut
UK?
in half. Everybody was shocked.
Asian?
I wasn't shocked. I think a lot of the people at this table weren't, because they saw the billions of dollars that were pouring in, and the tariffs hadn't even started yet, just about. There weren't cars. They were in some countries at a very minor level.
Yeah, good
And
luck getting
we,
a
cut the
foreign car now,
deficit
chat.
in half. And it was a big story a couple of days ago. They said, I don't believe one of the announcers
Yo,
on a business
Deborah, thank you
network
for the
went
sub on
wild. Said,
YouTube.
I
Welcome
can't
in.
believe these numbers. Those numbers are good. The numbers are going to be very
10
good. I
super
think we're gonna
chats
have
this
a
stream
great
to see me dressed
4
as
years.
Trump.
You know, we had the greatest economy in history during my 4 years. I think this one's going to blow it away. Yeah.
Mr. President,
Go ahead, please.
do you have a message for Greta Thunberg, and did she come up on your call with the Prime Minister today?
Well, she's a strange person. She's a young, angry person. I don't
Hey,
know if it's real
Vladimir
anger. It's
starting
hard
us
to believe,
off
actually,
with the
but
$1
I saw what
super
happened.
chat.
She's certainly different. Anger management.
sparked
I think she has to
a
go
cough
to
up
an
in me.
anger
Appreciate that, my
management
guy.
class.
MVP
That's
of the
my
stream.
primary recommendation for her.
We get 9 more, and I'm going to
As
dress
she
as
said?
Trump.
Was she
Do a
kid-
Trump
kidnapped?
stream.
I find it. I think
Deborah,
Israel
also,
has
thank you for
enough
the sub on
problems
YouTube.
without
Welcome in.
Kidnapping Greta Thunberg.
And
You
secondly,
should have
are
put
you
a
gonna
Is that
message,
what you
dude.
said?
It's
She was kidnapped by
TTS.
Israel?
Yes, sir.
If you put a
Are you gonna
message,
get
it reads
rid
it
of
out
the
loud.
Tesla and the Starlink
Vladimir, why
service
did
that
you
you
put a
have here at the
message?
White House?
No, I haven't heard that. I mean, I may move the Tesla around a little bit, but I don't think we'll be doing that with Starlink. It's a good service.
Where are you going to move
Starlink
it to?
is good.
Move it around. What do you mean?
I have a lot of locations.
Trump doesn't like Tesla.
I got so many locations.
Holy
I don't
shit.
know
Number
what to do
2
with
comes
them
in
all.
right after Eric
Did you
H.
ever see
Eric
Elon
H
Musk
with the
get
$2.99 super
physical
chat.
with the Treasury
I
Secretary?
don't know if my
No, I
thing
didn't.
picked it up. It'll probably pick it
I
up in a
tried to-
They did
second.
have an argument.
Thank you, Eric
But,
H.
I didn't see-
Oh,
I
God, I
didn't
might
see a lot
actually
of
have to
physicality
dress as
there.
Trump.
There was this New York Times.
You didn't put a message
report,
either. Guys, it's
that he
TTS.
did not want to talk about.
It reads the
Elon
messages
Musk
out
that
loud. Why aren't you
alleged
putting a
that
message
he,
in?
Towards the end of his time in the White House,
Caesar, thank you for the
was
sub on
blurring the
YouTube.
lines
Welcome in.
between recreational use of drugs and medicinal. Do you think he ever had drugs here at the White House?
I really don't know. I don't think so. I hope not.
Yeah, Eric, I'm not sure.
Look, I wish him
why
well.
it-
You
oh, it's a
understand. We had
super
good
sticker. That's
relationship,
why.
And I just wish him well.
Appreciate
Very
the
well,
super
actually.
sticker, my guy.
Yeah.
About aid in Gaza, you mentioned now the flotilla. Do you have a response at all about Israel intercepting this boat? And can you give us an update on what's happening to the entry of aid into Gaza right now? We've had people
Gaza,
being
this is a
shot
good
by
topic.
Israeli forces who are trying to get aid
Gaza's
from the
right
Gaza
now-
humanitarian
I guess people do want to
Yeah.
see me dressed
Gaza
as
right
Trump.
now is
It's going to be
in
a
the
tough
midst of
one.
a massive negotiation
8 more, and
between
I'll do a
us
stream.
And Hamas and Israel.
I'll order the
Iran
wig.
Actually, is involved, and we'll see what's going to happen with Gaza. We want to get the hostages back. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, please in the back.
You said yesterday when ACMA reported that it was not insurrection taking place, but then on True Social a bit later, you had said they were insurrectionists. After what you've seen,
You're talking about in L.A.?
Yes, sir, in LA.
I wouldn't call it quite an insurrection, but it could have led to an insurrection. I mean, that
LA?
was that was a lot of harm that was going on last night. I watched it very closely, and it was amazing that the job that the National Guard did. And by the way, the police were
Yo,
working
Christy,
very
thank
hard
you for the
also.
sub on YouTube.
But,
And
you know, the
Hector,
police
thank
are
you for
given
the sub on
instructions,
YouTube. Welcome in.
To be politically correct. I said, no, you don't have to be politically correct. You have to do the job.
And on Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon? I know some.
Which one?
Yes,
On
sir.
Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him
Elon
on the phone
Musk.
anytime soon?
I haven't really thought about it, actually. I would imagine he wants to speak to me. I would think that. If I were him, I'd want to speak to me, and maybe he was already called. You'd have to ask him whether or not he's already called. But I'd have no problem with it.
If he calls you, you pick up and speak to him?
Well, I don't want to say that, but but I would imagine he'd want to talk to me.
I don't know if he wants to call you.
Yeah, please.
I don't think he wants to call you.
From Iran today. Have you gotten that proposal? And what
We
is
have
the
a
main
meeting on
impediment?
Thursday.
What,
We have a meeting on
Holy
Iran on
shit,
Thursday, so
Josh,
we're gonna wait till
with the
Thursday.
$1
And
super
what's the
chat.
main
Now we're at
impediment to
3 out
getting a
of
deal?
10.
Well, they're just asking.
Appreciate
for
that,
things
my
that
guy.
You, can't do.
You guys are running it
They
up.
don't
Why
wanna
aren't you
give up
putting
what they have to give
messages?
up. You know what that is?
Guys,
They
text to
seek
speak is on. If you
enrichment.
put a message, it'll
We
read it
can't
out
have
loud.
enrichment.
Put the message.
We want just the opposite.
Say what you want to say.
And so far, they're not there.
Use your voice.
I hate to say that because the alternative is a very, very dire one, but they're not there. They have given us their thoughts on the deal, and I said, it's just not acceptable.
Yo, Robert, thank
I
you
would
for the
say,
sub on YouTube.
well,
Welcome in, my
what
man.
else? I can talk about the weather.
Well, you can talk about Lebanon.
Pretty much that's the main topic, yeah.
Mr. President.
We talked about Lebanon also, yeah, we did. Well, Lebanon's working very hard. They have a great new ambassador that I put there. Man, I know very well. He's very smart. I didn't even know he was Lebanese, and I said, why
didn't
would you
even
want
know he
Lebanon?
was
He said,
Lebanese.
I was born there. I love it. I love the people. I said, it's
Don't
very
worry, I'm counting the
dangerous
super
going to
sticker for
Lebanon.
that,
There
so
are some
it's 3 out of
ambassadorships
10.
that are wonderful. There are some that are dangerous.
Holy
I
shit, it
said,
is not.
Funny at the SNL
Michelle,
cast.
his name is.
Kelly
Michelle.
Jackson.
Michelle.
Not only is she
Very
coming in with the
elegant
$2
man.
super
I said,
chat,
"Why
but
would
she's
you
my
want
number
this?"
one chatter right
And
now.
He said, because I love my country.
Thank you
and
for
I
the
love
super
those
chat.
people. I said, it's
Welcome
very
the fuck
dangerous. He goes, I don't
in.
care.
Glad to have you.
This is not a man that lives.
You guys
in
are gonna
danger.
make
He's
me
a very
dress up as
successful
Trump.
man from here, and he wanted to
We're
be
at
the
4 out of
ambassador
10. 6
despite
more.
Probably a very dangerous.
6 more, and I
situation
have to
he's going
order that
into. You see what's
toupee.
going on. But I had great respect for that.
I gotta get the
He loves that country.
fucking
He loves it. He was born
speech
there.
down. I'm gonna have to
He
go
loves
for
the
like
country.
2
Yes.
hours. That's gonna be
You've
fucked
got a
up.
big, beautiful parade coming
Actually,
up
slow
on
down,
Saturday.
guys. Slow down. No more
do.
super chats
What's
for
your
now.
biggest expectation?
If you
for
super
that? And
chat,
I've got a second question in
Okay.
regards to Gavin Newsom. Go ahead and talk about the
So-
big
It's
beautiful
not gonna be a
parade.
good time.
It's such a thank you, Brian. It's such a, I think, important moment for this country.
Is WAP. Thank you for the sub on
you
YouTube.
know,
Philly and
2
Kelly.
weeks ago, I was
Ooh.
calling people and back
Yeah.
and forth.
Thank you
with
guys for the subs on
leaders,
YouTube.
including
Welcome in.
President Putin, including French president, including lots of different people, and all of them said we're celebrating victory in World War II. And
We're
I
getting
said,
so
wow,
close.
isn't that amazing? We're the only one that wasn't celebrating, and we're the one that won the war. Now, Russia did help. They did lose 51 million people, in all fairness. People would say, oh, he's sticking up for Russia. No, they lost
He's
51
talking about
million people.
Russia and Ukraine.
And,
Yeah, it's bad on
you
both
know,
sides.
can't
It's not
forget
good
that.
for anybody.
But,
War's never good for anybody.
France was celebrating.
You're talking about
And
France.
as you know, Hitler made a speech at the Eiffel Tower.
What the
But
fuck
when I
are we
spoke to
talking about,
President
chat?
Macron, he said, oh, we are celebrating the great victory of World War II. And I think that's great that he was doing it. But
What?
we're the one that won it, and we weren't celebrating. I said to myself, isn't that crazy? And I think it's time for us to celebrate a little bit. You know, we've had a lot of victories. We won 2 world wars. And then we go out and change the name of the forts where we won the wars. You go out.
Okay, yeah.
We win.
I know he
world
changed that
wars
back.
from Fort Robert E. Lee, from Fort Bragg, from all the different forts. And what do? We change the name of the forts because we want to be politically
There's
correct.
666
So a
people
lot of
watching.
them
Somebody's
we're
got to leave or
changing
join
back.
right now.
You
Leave or
probably
join.
noticed Fort Bragg and others.
Get that number
But,
out. Bad
I think
vibes.
it's a time to celebrate our military. You know, we've rebuilt our military.
Yo,
largely.
Raquel, and that's it.
little
Videos.
low
Thank
on
you for the sub
ammunition.
on YouTube. Welcome
That's
in.
because it goes out very fast to other
Glad to have you
countries,
guys
one
along.
in particular. But we'll get that back very quickly. But we have a military the likes of
Got a
which
lot of
nobody
people
has.
from
Nobody comes
other
close.
countries
We have
that
the
I'm glad
best
to see you're in,
equipment the
checking out
world.
American
we make
politics.
the best equipment in the world. There's no military like our military. We showed that with ISIS. I was told by the television generals it would take 4 years to win, and we did it in 3 weeks. And it was headed by
Guys, I hate to bring it
General
up, but
Raisin King,
6
who's now
more
the
super
chairman
chats,
of
and
the
I'll do
Joint
a
Chiefs
stream
of
dressed
Staff.
as
He's
him,
great. Just
reviewing
left
him and speaking like him.
No, I think it's time that we celebrate. And I sort of have to laugh
Written by
at these
contract
people.
to
Well,
say
you know,
that,
you're
but
going to spend a lot
it's
of
at
money.
your own discretion.
A lot of that money is being paid for by me and people that make donations. I don't know if you know that. A lot of it won't even come out of the military. I think I can say that, Susie, right? We have people putting up
Thank you
money,
for 100
money to
likes
do
on the
it. Not that
stream,
it's
guys. We're going
necessary,
crazy.
Because I think it's a great expenditure. We have many tanks. We have all sorts of new ones and very old ones, old from World War I and World War II. It's really a celebration of the Army. So the Army is a year older than the country. So next year we celebrate 250 years, but we're celebrating the Army on Flag Day. And it's not my birthday. It is my birthday, but I'm not celebrating my birthday. I'm celebrating Flag Day. It happens to be the same day, so I take a little heat. But Flag Day is the appropriate date. And we're celebrating 250 years of the Army.
Kelly coming in with another $2 super chat. She really wants to see me with the toupee on. And yeah, I think so. That's when I tuned in too. No idea what that was about.
Then it became politically correct.
Vladimir,
I can only tell you
Didi,
that I was told that ISIS
thank you for
would
the
take
subs on
anywhere from
YouTube.
4 to
Welcome
5
in.
years. And we
Kelly,
did
you're
it in
going
3
crazy.
weeks. You were there, you watched,
You're
right?
definitely
We
MVP
have
now.
the greatest military in the
Appreciate
world.
those,
Nobody
Kelly.
can beat us. As long as we have our right leadership, nobody can beat us. If we have stupid people running it, like you
That
had in
blunt is finally hitting me
Afghanistan,
back.
When you look at that, first of all, Afghanistan should have been an easy victory as a war, but we were so sad the way we fought it, so ridiculous. We fight not to win.
Look at this.
But we didn't
Georgia,
used to be that way.
what
And
are you
we're
doing here?
celebrating
do
because
you
I
want?
think the day in Afghanistan was the
There's so many
saddest
animals.
period
Look
of time
behind
in the
me.
history of our country. That was run by I was a
Like, what do I
Biden
do? I'm in
mess
Animal Kingdom
with
here,
bad
chat.
generals like Milley and others.
Animal
They were
fucking
bad. They
kingdom.
were incompetent generals. I know all the good ones and the bad ones. We got rid of most of the bad
All right, let me
ones.
tune back in. What is he
But
talking
it was
about?
time to celebrate, and that's what we're doing. So it's on June 14th, and it's going to be a parade the likes of which I don't know if we've ever had a parade like that. It's going to be
Yeah, the
incredible.
military parade.
We have even though
He
it's
did-
the Army,
did
we have
spend
a
a lot
lot of
on it.
those Army airplanes flying over the top, and we have tanks all over the place, and we have thousands and
Ducky,
thousands
thank you
of
for the sub on
soldiers
YouTube. Welcome
gonna
in.
bravely march down the streets.
5 more super
It's gonna
chats,
be a
and we're doing the
beautiful
Trump
day, I
stream.
think. And we're going to celebrate our country.
You spoke of
It's getting
you spoke
way
of
too
leadership.
close.
And real quickly, speaking of Gavin Newsom, is he the right leader for California, considering how massive their economy is and all these U.S. investments coming in? Is he the right governor and leader for the future of California and for
I don't
U.S.
think
investments?
he is. I mean, I think he's done a terrible job. And, you know, he's a guy, I always got along with him. You look at his past statements about me. I was a great president. I always took care of California, you know, all that. But I'm just talking on results. You look, you know, he has the advantage of beautiful weather, maybe the best weather.
Kelly says, "Gotta see you trumped out,
Think about
please,
it.
Kelly."
Beautiful
Momo,
weather,
thank you for the
beautiful
sub on
ocean,
YouTube.
beautiful
Welcome
everything.
in.
You have all the advantages, and he didn't take advantage.
What am I gonna
of
do with
that.
all this
And
hair? I'm gonna have to.
He's let people come in by
Can I
the
hide all this in a
millions
toupee?
Who are overrunning your hospitals, your education system.
And the tan,
and
I'm
your
gonna have to get
police-
a
your police are
orange
being overrun.
tan.
Look at what's happened. He should only be happy I sent in the military, because if I didn't send them in, you would have had a problem there, the likes of which we haven't seen in
5
a
more
long
super
time.
chats,
Yeah,
guys.
please. Thank you, Brian, very much.
Let's see if Kelly's dream comes
Supersonic
true.
flight.
Supersonic
Yes,
flight.
sir. I know you just signed an executive order
Right.
on it. Do you want to see a
Supersonic
supersonic Air
flight.
Force One in the next 10 years or so?
Oh, well, I don't care too much about that, but I would like to see, you know, if you think about it, flight.
would build
the
it,
word
Elon?
flight's an interesting word, but it's probably the only category where we've actually gone backwards, because we used to have the Concorde, and we could fly to London, Brad, very quickly and nicely. And today it takes you 2 times and 3 times as long. It's the only thing where we've regressed. By the way, the Concorde, to my way of thinking, to this day, Michael, because you're very much into aesthetics, I know, but to this day was one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've ever seen. It was a piece of art.
That
The
is a
beauty of the
bunch. I
Concorde
got
was the most
my
beautiful plane, but it
15-year-old
was-
dog's a rat terrier,
was,
and I got a
you know, got you
husky
there in
mix,
half
a
the time.
cat, and a pit.
Now you
What a
spend a lot
combo.
of time, and there's no reason for it. Because, you know, they have the sonic boom. It's not a huge problem, but they have the sonic boom thing pretty well figured out. The technology changes, the change in the skin, the change in weight, all of the other things. There's no reason why we shouldn't do great. So we are making it possible for them to do supersonic and get us back on the track. I mean, think of it, 30 years ago, we actually had planes that flew much faster than we do now. It took you half the time to get to a location. So we've regressed, and we're going to progress. Okay? Right. Sort of an amazing thing, isn't it? We've gone backwards. On Wall Street, they haven't done that. If Goldman Sachs was
I mean,
like
maybe
that,
that's
they
how the
wouldn't have
pyramids were
Goldman
built.
Sachs anymore.
They just had better technology
Yeah,
back
please.
then, huh? Because that's how technology works. We're somehow
Los
going
Angeles.
backwards.
Are you going to deploy Marines in California?
We'll see what happens. I mean, I think we have it very well under control. I think it would have been a very bad situation. It was heading in the wrong direction. It's now heading in the right direction. And we hope to have the support of Gavin, because Gavin's the big beneficiary as we straighten out his problems. I mean, his state is a mess. And I'd like to get somebody involved in the rail because, look, personally, it should have never been built because you can fly there for $2. And what are you doing? They're doing that. You could drive. You could do lots of different things. You know, if they did a study, if you gave every passenger the finest limousine service in the
shot.
history
Mars
of our
says
world,
at least we have a
the
president
most
that can fully
expensive
finish his sentence
chauffeur-driven
now.
white glove limousine service back and forth, we would have saved billions of dollars as opposed to building this monstrosity that's going up. And I've never seen anything. You know, I've seen cost overruns. I'm a person, I've always done well on cost overruns. I don't have them. But I will tell you, I have never seen cost overruns. You see them where they're 20% more, 50%, 100% more. These are thousands of percent. Nobody even knows. They have no idea. And it was supposed to be from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Well, they just made it way outside of Los Angeles. It's stopping in the middle of, I don't want to say nowhere because I happen to like one of those little cities very much, but it's way short of the destination. And our government is saying, you know, why are we involved in
I'm
this?
putting
thing?
the
It's
Trump
handled
items
so
in my
badly.
Amazon cart,
Before him,
guys.
but he really
5
blew
super
it.
chats away.
So, you know, all right, one more question.
Let's see if we hit it.
Speak to any of the discussions that were had there and the purpose of that retreat, your time at Camp David.
On a what?
Your time at Camp David, can you speak to what discussions were had there and the purpose of that retreat?
Well, I don't want to speak to discussions. I mean, I told you what we were there for a little bit. We
I
had
told you what we were
discussions on
there
many
for a
topics.
little
We
bit.
had a group of people, a large group of people, including generals and
We wanna
admirals
know a
and
lot
lots
of
of
it.
others. And all I can say is our country's in great shape. We're in great shape economically. The bill that Mike and Jason and all the people are working on is going to be, I think, amazing. I think it's going to be one of the most important pieces of legislation we've ever had in this country. It's going to do things that you wouldn't believe. And we're going to, you know, I have a very simple phrase.
Fuck.
We ran an election on
Mars coming
very
in with the
simple words.
99-cent
Make
super
America
chat. We're
great
4
again.
away.
That's what we're doing. We're making it great. We're
4
making
more
it safe.
super
We're
chats
making
and
it
I'll dress
beautiful.
as Trump and do a
And
Trump
we're making it
stream.
very wealthy again.
Appreciate that,
You know,
Mars.
Wealth is okay. You need wealth.
You the homie.
to
You should have
take
put a
care of lots of
message. It
other
reads it
people.
out
We have
loud.
to make our country
You guys.
better. It has to heal.
Only one
from
person's
4
used
years of
TTS since I
abuse.
put it
Our
on.
country was abused badly.
What are you guys
by
doing?
A very incompetent person and a group of people that weren't incompetent, but they were radical left lunatics. And they ran the country with an auto pen. And I hope that law enforcement's looking at that very seriously.
I'm
That's like a
fucked, Chad. I'm gonna have
takeover
to
of
buy
our
this
country in a
Amazon
certain
cart.
way. Because this guy had no idea what he was doing. You saw that during the debate. You saw that in other cases. I mean, he had no idea. I saw it years ago.
Can
By
I
the way,
buy
40
spray
years
tan?
ago
Is
he
that
had
how
no-
I'm gonna
he
do
was-
it?
He was bad 40 years ago. We're not
fuck.
just talking about. And they always like to say age, but it's not age. I know people
Ah,
88,
fuck.
89, 92.
Kelly, stop.
Bernie
Kelly,
Marcus, who
no.
just passed away, was 95.
We're
I spoke
3
to him the year
away.
Before he was 100%. It's
Kelly
not
coming
age,
in with a
it's
$1
something else.
super
Whatever it
chat.
is, you can't have that in
Appreciate
this
you.
country. The damage he's done to
You are
this country
definitely
is unbelievable.
MVP-ing.
But the good news is we've got
Fuck
much of it
me,
fixed
dude.
already.
Let me
and the
start
rest of it
practicing,
will
chat.
happen. Thank you all very much.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Oh, shit. Okay, we got one more to cover. Let me fix this cat. Guys, you guys are going crazy. I appreciate all the super chats. Yeah, for those of you that just joined, 3 more of those, and we're doing a Trump stream dressed as Trump, covering Trump, acting like Trump. Ah, fuck. So this is the only cabinet meeting to date that I have
Step
not
up and
covered.
do maybe more than they're
This
doing,
is
and
the
maybe a
only
lot
one,
more.
and I'll go ahead and play this
The
one.
previous
This cabinet
administration
meeting
put
is
us
the
in a very
last
bad
duration of
position,
today's
but we've been able
stream
to
for our
make a deal
update
where
hour.
we're gonna get
We're going to
our
go on a
money
little
back
longer to
and
try to
we're
let you
making a lot
guys
of
hit
money
this
in the
goal, but
future, and,
please,
I think that's
please,
appropriate
please,
because we have
do not.
taxpayers that are shouldn't be footing the
Cat.
bill, and they shouldn't
You're
be
awake
footing the
now.
bill
You gotta
more
rest.
than the Europeans are paying. So it's all been worked out. We're happy about it, and I think that very importantly, we're going to be able to make a deal. Most importantly, by far, we're going to make a deal with Russia and Ukraine to stop killing people.
Yep,
They'll
that's
stop killing
obviously the
young
top dog thing.
Russian soldiers and
War
young
is not good. I'm
Ukrainian
going to say it a
soldiers
billion
and other
times for
people in
either
addition
side.
in the towns and cities. And we will consider that a very important thing and a big accomplishment.
Tex, thank you for the
because
sub
it was
on
going
YouTube.
nowhere
Welcome
until this
in.
administration came in. They hadn't spoken to President Putin in 2 years, and so we'll keep you advised. Before we begin the cabinet, I'd like to have Scott and a couple of people say a few things, but most importantly, we're on you. This is a gentleman who's going places, the head of HUD, and he's going to say.
What are you doing, homie?
And you're going to say grace.
Should I dress her up as
Thank you very
JD
much.
Vance?
Thank you, Mr. President. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this awesome privilege, Father, to be in your presence. God, thank you that you've allowed us to see this day. The Bible says that your mercies are new every morning. And Father God, we give you the glory and the honor. Thank you, God, for President Trump, Father, for appointing us. Father God, thank you for anointing us to do this job. Father, we pray you'll give the president, the vice president wisdom, Father God, as they lead. Father, I pray for all of my colleagues that are here around the table and in this room. Lord God, we pray that we would lead with a righteous clarity. Father God, that as we serve the people of this country in every prospective agency, every job that we have, Father, we would humble ourselves before you, and we would lead in the manner that you've called us to lead and to serve. Father, the Bible says that blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Well, Father, we today honor you, and in your rightful place, Father, thank you for giving us this opportunity to restore faith in this country and be a blessing to the people of America. And Lord God, today in our meeting, we pray that you would be glorified in our conversation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay.
Scott, that was a very good job you did. You've done that before.
Oh, my God.
So Scott Turner's a terrific.
It's
young
having
guy.
trouble reading that one out, Mackie. I couldn't talk during their prayer.
Proud, right?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Okay,
Great job.
Kelly.
In just over 1 month, illegal
Oh
border
my
crossings
gosh.
have plummeted.
Mackie,
by
thank you for
numbers
the
that nobody's
279
actually ever
super
seen
chat.
before.
You
Much
are a
more
big
than
dog.
100%.
Appreciate that.
We've,
We're now two away. 2 more super
American
chats,
energy
and I will do a
levels
stream
that,
dressed
will
as
soon
Trump.
be
Peggy and Bassam,
reported.
thank you for the subs on
We
YouTube.
think we're gonna
I
get
couldn't
it
talk
going
during the
very
prayer,
quickly. We have
guys.
incredible people
That's
on
why
the
I was
energy
quiet.
front. I think we have really great people.
Fuck
on every
me,
front.
dude. 2
I'll
more, and
let you know
I'm
if they're not
pressing.
good, but I think they
I'm
really
pressing
are.
shop. I'm
And we're
pressing
fighting
buy
every day
on this
to,
cart.
Get the
I'm
prices
gonna be fucking
down.
Trump.
Inflation is
I can do like a 2 hour. Yeah, I could be Trump for 2 hours. I just gotta. I'm gonna have to drink a lot of water.
Problems that we inherited.
It's gonna be huge.
But we have to get the prices down, not the inflation down. The prices of eggs and various other things. Eggs are a disaster.
Eggs are a disaster for sure.
Secretary of
I'll talk
Agriculture
about
is gonna
that a
be
lot.
showing you a chart
I gotta start
that's
taking
actually
fucking notes.
mind-boggling what's
Cat,
happened, how
we
low
can't do
they
this.
were with us and how high they are now.
I gotta study.
But I think we can do something about it.
No
Madam
pen and paper. I don't know what I'm looking
Secretary,
for.
you do a fantastic job in that position.
Appreciate all the
One
super
of
chats. I'm gonna shout you
most
guys out again at the end of the stream. Don't worry.
initiatives is
Even if you guys don't hit this goal,
And
but we're
we
2
have
away.
Cut billions and billions and billions of dollars. We're looking to get it maybe to $1 trillion.
Yeah, the
If we
Kelly
can do
wave
that,
is real.
We're going to start getting to be at a point where we can think in terms of
Cat,
balancing
you're
budgets.
killing me,
And
please.
that's something you haven't heard in many, many years, decades actually. And it's a big, whether it's this year or next year, I think we'll be very close to balancing budgets. And the DOGE is very important. And Elon is here
Sorry.
to give you
Cat, no.
summary of what's
She just doesn't
happened,
take no for an
some
answer.
of the things they found, some of the horrible things they found, some of the theft and fraud, and we call it waste and abuse, but a lot of fraud, and probably some fraud that we're not going to be able to prove is fraud, but when you hear the names and the places where this money's going, it's a disgrace. But we've requested that a lot of people, we want to make sure that the people are working, so letters were sent out, and I think everyone at this table is very much behind it, and if they aren't, I'd want them to speak up, but they're very much behind it. Letters were sent
She
out
said
to
it.
people just
Kelly
to find
coming
out
in
if
with like the
people
4th
exist.
super chat of
Who
the
they work-
stream
who do
with
they
2
work for,
more
where are they,
dollars.
where have they been working? Have
And
they
with
been
that,
working
we're
for other
1 away.
companies
If 1
or
more
other
person
entities
super
at all,
chats
or
this stream,
being paid by the government? So
that
they
is
have
what
2
I'm gonna
jobs,
look
they're
like.
supposed to have 1. And the letter asks some simple questions.
You
like,
guys
what have
can't
you
be
done lately?
serious.
And if they can
I
answer
thought
that,
maybe
then
I have
can-
that
we can
goal
tell
up for a couple
everything I've
streams
done
and
for the last
test the
long period of
waters,
time.
but no, you guys want me to fucking
More
do
than
it
a
like
week.
now.
And in many cases,
Cat.
we haven't gotten responses. Usually that means that maybe that person doesn't
panicking
exist, or
here.
that person doesn't want to say
This cart's
they're
like
working for
$80.
another company while being paid by the United States government. So
Who knows how I'm doing the tan? This is gonna be fucked up. What is my normal job gonna think? Ah, fucking hell.
Scamming our country. We have a lot of dishonest
What if I
people. We have a
disable
lot of
super
people that
chats?
Took advantage of a lot of
I won't do it.
situations,
I'm
so
honorable.
We're not going to let that happen. So I'm going to ask if it's possible to have Elon get up first and talk about DOGE, because it seems to
First
be of great
one was
interest to
supposed to
everyone.
say Kelly
I will
inspired
say
me.
that there is a large
We have just achieved the super chat goal of the stream. Next time, I don't know if it's going to be the next stream. I don't know how long this is going to take to ship, but I am now officially hitting purchase on the Amazon cart. I'm going to be this fucking man. You guys did it. We accomplished the fucking goal. I know it says 9 out of 10 super chats, but someone did do a super sticker, so I will count that for the homie. You guys are crazy. Okay. You fucking did it.
group of people in
You
this
fucking
country
did it.
that
I
have
hope you're
such
happy.
admiration for
Kelly,
what we're doing. I got
everyone
elected
thank
with a
Kelly,
tremendous
the
vote,
biggest fucking
winning
contributor.
every swing state, winning the
Thank
popular
Mac.
vote, winning the counties
Oh,
by
fucking-
thousands of counties.
fucking
I think it
hell,
was
man.
2,800 to 500. 2,800 counties to 500 counties. Think of that. And so
Don't
we have
let
a
this be
mandate
the
to
big,
do
the
this, and
first
this is
big
part of the
fucking
reason I got
costume
elected. I
stream
got
I do
elected
as a
based on
streamer, guys. Come on.
taxes and based on
Oh,
many things in the
fuck.
border, but also based on
Okay.
balancing budgets and getting our country
Let me
back
take
into
this
shape.
in.
And this is a
Let me
big
take
part
him
of it.
in.
So Elon, if you could get up and explain where you are, how you're doing,
Elon's here?
how much we're cutting.
Oh, yo,
It's an
how
honor
cool
to
would it
have
be
him.
if I
He's been
got
a
an Elon on
tremendously
stream?
successful guy.
Yo, who
he's
can I
really
talk into being Elon?
so hard, and he's got businesses to run. And in many ways, they say, "How do you do this?" And,
Where the fuck is Elon?
he's
I'll show you guys.
sacrificing a
Oh,
lot.
he's standing. He didn't even have a seat here.
Getting a lot of praise, I'll tell you, but he's also getting hit, and we would expect that, and that's the way it works. So I'd like to have Elon Musk.
This
please
is the
say a few
room
words.
where it happened. Room where it happened.
Thank you, Mr.
Room
President.
where it happened.
Well, I actually just call myself a public
Tech support.
here because
Okay.
This is actually, as crazy as it sounds, that is almost a literal description of the work that the DOGE team is doing, is helping fix the government computer systems. Many of these systems are extremely old. They don't communicate. There are a lot of mistakes in the systems. The software doesn't work.
Okay. It's reasonable.
So we are actually tech support.
Chat, if he makes a political
ironic, but
party,
it's
how
true.
many are you going to follow him?
The overall goal of
Yo!
the team is to help
I would
address
just like
the
to thank Trump for
enormous
making
deficit. We
Canada
simply
strong
cannot
again.
sustain a
Bitter
$2
Harvest from
trillion
Canada
deficit.
coming
The
in
interest
with
rates,
5
just the
strong.
interest
I would like to
on the
appreciate
debt
you for being a
now
part of my
exceeds
stream
the
tonight.
Defense Department spending.
And now, even with the
We
super
spend a
sticker,
lot
it's
on the
official. I mean,
Defense
goal is
Department.
achieved.
We're
It,
spending like over
it
$1
fucking said it,
trillion
guys.
on interest. If this
Bitter
continues,
Harvest,
the
thank
country
you
will
for your
go
support.
de
I
facto
appreciate
bankrupt.
you.
It's not an optional thing. It is
Holy
essential.
shit.
That's the reason I'm here. And taking
Bob
out the
Dorsey,
and getting a lot of
thank
death
you for the
threats, by way.
sub on
I'd like to
YouTube.
thank
Welcome
them out
in.
there.
Guys, if you want to see that Trump stream, make sure you all
Don't do this.
subscribe.
America will go bankrupt. That's
Make sure you
why
all
it has to be
subscribe.
done.
Don't let the algorithm pull you in. It's going to be big. I'm finna go fucking crazy for my first goal met. Appreciate you guys, for real. Cat,
That we
Get
can
away.
actually find $1 trillion in savings. That would be roughly 15% of the $7 trillion budget. And
I'm tuning back in and out. You guys are making me lose what Elon's saying.
And I'd like to thank everyone for your support. Thank you very much. This can only be done with your support. So this is really, DOGE is a support function for the president and for
We're talking about
the
DOGE.
agencies and departments to help achieve those savings and to effectively find 15% in reduction in fraud and waste.
Okay, fact.
And we bring the receipts. So people say like, well, is this real? Just go to doge.gov. We line item by line item, we specify each item. So, and I should say, we will make mistakes. We won't
He's
be
such a
perfect,
quiet
but when
talker.
we,
Like, he's a
make
soft
mistake,
speaker
we'll fix it
to
very
be like the
quickly.
leader of the biggest
So for
factories in the
example,
world.
With USAID, one of the things we accidentally canceled very briefly was Ebola. Ebola event.
Kelly,
I think
what are
we
you
went to Ebola.
doing?
So we restored the.
You're going crazy.
And there was no interruption.
Kelly.
But we do need to move quickly.
That is
if
like
we're-
Kelly's
if we're to
5th
achieve
super
a
chat this
$1
stream.
trillion deficit reduction,
I don't even know.
in
I don't think
in
anyone's
next year,
beat her in any of my
2026,
stream
requires
history on
saving,
amount of super chats in one stream. Big shout out to Kelly Jackson for
But
real.
we can do it, and we will do it.
You're going crazy, girl.
Would you
Bitter
have any
Harvest, thank
questions
you for the
of
sub on
Elon while
YouTube,
we're
my
on the
man.
subject of those? 'Cause
He
we'll
said this
finish
didn't
off with
age
that.
well.
And if you would have any questions,
She super
please
chatted
ask-
so many times
you
she
can
don't even
ask
want to
me
use the
or
TTS no
Elon.
more.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Chad, get on
Thank you,
Kelly's level.
Mr.
Let
Musk.
me start a new
I
goal.
just wanted to ask you that President Trump.
You guys are going crazy. I'm gonna start a new goal. 5 more super chats in the stream, and I'll find an Elon.
Was happy with you.
I think I have an
wondered
idea.
If you had heard otherwise, if you had heard anything about members of the cabinet who weren't happy with the way things were going, and if so, what are you doing to address those any?
I think I already have someone in mind.
Hey, Elon, let the cabinet speak just for a second.
And I'll count Kelly's as well.
Unhappy with Elon. If you are, well,
So we're 1 out of 5. Oh, ow. The clapping is intense in these Astro 50s.
I have a lot of respect for Elon and that he's doing this, and some disagree a little bit, but I will tell you, for the most part, I think everyone's not only happy, they're thrilled. So go ahead, Elon.
Grateful. And President Trump has put together, I think, the best cabinet ever. Literally. So, and I do not give false praise. This is an incredible group of people.
Oh, we're back on Elon.
I don't think that such a talented team has actually ever been assembled. I think it's literally the best cabinet that the
Super
country's ever had.
Glaze.
And I think the company should
Braveheart.
be
I don't think I even said
very
that, but welcome in, man. Thank you for the sub on YouTube.
Mr. Musk. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. Musk. Are there about half of the government employees so far appear to have responded to your request?
Don't know
for
who's
what
talking.
they've
We're
been
going
doing
back to
past
Trump.
week? Is there a timeline in place for next moves for people being fired? And when can people expect to see results of that?
Yes. Well, to be clear, like I think that email.
Bitter,
was
it does help the
misinterpreted
streamer.
as
I
a
appreciate that, my guy.
but actually it was
I
a
appreciate
question.
everyone who super chatted this
Do you
stream.
have a pulse? Do you have a pulse and 2 neurons? So if you have a pulse and 2 neurons, you can reply to an email.
A
This
pulse
is,
and 2 neurons.
You know, I think not a high bar, is what I'm saying. This is should be anyone can accomplish this. But what we are trying to get to.
Carl says this is old. Yes,
there
this
are
is the
a number
last piece of
people that are
Trump's
who are,
official cabinet meetings that I had not
dead,
covered.
which is
So
probably
we're going
the
back
next
and
one.
covering it. We've already did our update
And,
hour. I'm extending it
some
for you
people
guys
are
because
not
there's so many
real
super
people,
chats
they're
today.
fictional
So yeah,
individuals that are
we're
like
gonna
fiction.
we're covering the
Well,
only
some of these
piece that I haven't
are
covered
fictional
yet.
individuals. So we're just literally trying to figure out, are these people real? Are they alive? And can they write an email? Which I think is a reasonable expectation for the American public would have at least that expectation of someone in the public sector.
Mr. Musk, roughly 1 million employees.
It's not a high bar, guys. Come on.
Roughly 1 million employees have responded so far to this email. Does that mean that the remaining 1 million or so federal employees now risk being terminated? And is it your understanding and expectation when you post a directive on X that the cabinet secretaries will follow that order? Because several agencies have instructed employees that this
Bringing
is
up
voluntary
X
or
in
not
a
to respond.
cabinet meeting? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I guess it was like
stumbled.
last week. The president encouraged me via Truth Social and also via.
Yo, Messi, thank you for the sub. And R. Margot, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in, y'all.
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
For those of you that don't know, we have met our super chat goal for the stream, so I will dress as Trump. 4 more super chats, and I'll find an Elon for the
And
stream.
I said, can we send out an email to everyone just saying what did you get done last week? And the president said yes, so it did that. You know, we got a partial response. We're going to send another email. But our goal is not to be capricious or unfair. We want to give people every opportunity to send an email. And the email could simply
This is
be,
definitely before
we're
the
working on
Trump
2
and
cents
Elon
of
Twitter
class
match.
action to describe.
Yeah, but Bitter said before he and Trump
That
broke
would
up.
be sufficient.
Derek, thank you for the sub on
You know, I
YouTube.
think
Welcome
this
in.
is just common sense.
And what is your target number for how many
This is a cabinet
workers,
meeting.
employees you're looking to cut total?
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well. But if the job is not essential or they're not doing the job well, they obviously should not be on the public payroll.
Mr. President, I have to, I'd like to add, wait a minute, wait. I'd like to add that those million people that haven't responded, though, Elon, they are on the bubble. You know, I wouldn't say that we're thrilled about it. You know, they haven't responded. Now, maybe they don't exist. Maybe we're paying people that don't exist. Don't forget, we just got here. This group just got here. But those people are on the bubble, as they say. You know, maybe they're going to be gone. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they have other jobs. Maybe they moved and they're not where they're
What a way to
supposed
say
be.
we're doing employee
A lot of
cuts.
things could have happened.
I
I wouldn't say that
isn't that
Biden
funny?
ran a very tight administration. They spent money like nobody's ever spent money before, wasted money. The Green New Scam, all of the different things they spent money on. And you've seen that. We've seen that with some of the things that I read at speeches. I read them and people can't believe when I read them. 20 million here, 30 million here for, you know, a little educational course on something. Circumcision, right? Circumcision.
Circumcision.
$20 million.
Karen, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in.
To inform the people of such and such a country on other things and other things other than that. So, yeah, those people are, right now we're trying to find out who those people are that haven't responded. Now, there'll be some agencies, like Marco has people within state that are right now doing very classified, very confidential work, and we understand that, and we've talked, and, you know, we're being a little more surgical. And Marco's doing a lot of things himself. He's, and some of the secretaries are, we're going to be going to them. We're going to be talking about it today. We're going to ask them to do their own DOGE. In other words, they'll look in their group and
we're going to do our own DOGE.
He thinks he's going to be cutting 65% or so of the people from environmental.
I'm
We'll
live,
speed up
Mary.
the
I'm not sure.
process, too, at the same
I'm not sure what
time.
your question is.
You had a lot of people that weren't doing their job. They were just obstructionists, and a lot of people that didn't exist, I guess, Lee, too. You found a lot of empty spots that the people weren't there. They didn't exist. I think education is going to be one of those. You go around Washington, you see all these buildings for the Department of Education. We want to move education back to the states where it belongs. Iowa should have education. Indiana should run their own education. You're going to see education go way up. Right now, we're ranked at the very bottom of the list, but we're at the top of the list in one thing: the cost per pupil. We spend more money per pupil than any other country in the world. And yet it's Denmark and Norway, Sweden, and I hate to say this, and you know, we're going to get along very well with China. But
We're
it's
going
a
to get along
competitor.
really well with China.
They're at the top of the list. They're
Never seen
among
a
the
bigger
top
list. The
10
list is beautiful.
usually.
But I won't
And
show
they're
you
very
who's
big
on the
countries,
list
so we can't
because you
use
don't
that
need
as
to
an
know.
Excuse, right? Because we're a very big country too, but we're.
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna
we
go in the
ranked last
lab and
time
practice
under
this
Biden,
off
we were ranked
stream. We're
40
gonna.
out of 40.
I'm gonna have to like
Do
seriously
the
put in
40
some work for my Trump
certain
stream.
nations that they've done for a long time. It seems to be 40 for whatever reason, and we were ranked number 40. A year ago we were 38. Then we were 39. We hit 40, and so we're last.
I hope I don't
in
have to
that,
cut
and
my
we're
hair.
First in cost per pupil.
I'm just gonna have to get a
I would say
toupee.
that's unacceptable. Lawrence, you have something?
So,
Go ahead.
Mr. President, I know you like competition, and I know it's early, so which department are you most impressed with? And then to Mr. Musk. That's the first one. And Mr. Musk, which department have you received the most resistance from? Mr. President,
Well, I think both of those questions are a little bit.
You're a
pretty controversial guy. Look, it's very early. Right now, I think I'm impressed with everybody. So far, everybody. If I wasn't in the first month, and some of them just got here, they just got approved 2 days ago, right? But I think I'm very impressed with everybody. So far, I'm very happy with all of the choices.
Yo,
I think
Tom,
that
thank you for
Elon,
the sub on YouTube.
has
Welcome in.
done incredibly with some groups, and some groups are much easier than others. It is true. State is a, very difficult situation. We're right now negotiating very successfully, I think, with Russia and with Ukraine, and we have a lot of countries involved, and we have to be a little bit careful what we do and who we're terminating. But Marco is doing that very.
Look at my
I think
husky.
he's going to be very precise. It's
You
gonna
guys
be-
see her over there?
We're cutting down government. We're cutting down the size
hope
of
you can
government.
see her.
We have to. We're bloated.
She's doing
We're
crazy shit over there.
sloppy. We have a lot of people that aren't doing their job. We have a lot of people that don't exist. You look at Social Security as an example. I mean, you have so many people in Social Security where, if you believe it, they're 200
Bitter
years
says
old.
I need that cat.
And what we're
Oh,
doing
she over
is
here?
finding out
Yeah.
what checks going out
She's
to
just
that.
chilling
And
now.
there's somebody cashing those checks who's maybe 35 years old, okay? So there's a lot of dishonesty, there's a lot of fraud. But I think at this moment, I'll take Elon off the spot. I think that he's impressed. He said it very well, better than I can say it, that he's impressed with the people in this room, very impressed. And I am too. And it's too early to say.
2,000 votes, and the polls are close.
We want to balance a budget.
With majority of my chat coming in, leaning Republic.
Period of time.
All the poll options are very, very close.
But maybe even sooner than that.
Mr. President, your number one issue was the border. We just got new information that they're doxing our federal agents. They're putting their personal information.
Yo, 9 smiles per gallon, and Steven and Carlina, thank you for the subs on YouTube. Welcome in. Guys, TTS is on for Super Chats. We've already met our first goal, so we're doing a Trump stream. If we get 4 more Super Chats this stream, I'll find an Elon for my Trump stream where I'm dressed as him. It's going to be huge.
Border Patrol, from ICE. The ICE agents have been unbelievable. Border Patrol, their leadership at Border Patrol has been incredible. And they're working very well. And as you know, and I saw you reporting it this morning, actually, we set records on the least number of illegal aliens coming in, migrants coming into our country that we've had in more than 50 years. And we did this all within a period of weeks because we took over a mess. The world was pouring in. And remember, they were coming in from jails and prisons and mental institutions and insane asylums, and they were gang members and drug dealers. Anybody wanted to come in, they came. And from not just South America, from all over the world. So it's amazing what they've done. And Christie and Tom Homan, the job they've done has been absolutely amazing. We set records for, and we want people to come into our country, by the way, but they want to come in, they have to come in legally. I want that to be really understood.
We do want people, but they have to become
country, but they have to come
legal.
In legally.
Can I follow on that, Mr. President?
Do you guys want to go outside?
The Trump gold card idea.
All right, hold on, guys. I got to take these dogs outside. Let me know what I missed. Links and Scott, thank you for the subs on YouTube. Welcome in. BRB.
Does this reflect a view on your part that the American immigration system has never been properly monetized as you feel it should be?
Well, not so much monetized. It hasn't been properly run. I get calls from, as an example, companies where they want to hire the number 1 student at a school. A person comes from
I still have my headset.
India,
I can still hear everything.
China, Japan, lots of different places, and they go to Harvard, the Wharton School of Finance, they go to Yale, they go to all great schools, and they graduate number 1 in their class, and they're made job offers, but the offer is immediately rescinded because you have no idea
Marky
whether or
Mark,
not
thank
that
you for the
person
sub on
can stay
YouTube.
the
Welcome
country.
in.
I want to be able to have that person stay in the country.
Chat has done pretty
These
good with
companies
TTS
can go
tonight.
and
I will
buy
say, no one's made me
a gold
regret it.
card, and they can use it as a matter of recruitment. At the same time, the company is using that money to pay down debt. We're going to pay down a lot of debt with that. And I think the gold card is going to be used by not only for that. I mean, they'll be used by companies. I mean, I could see Apple. I've spoken with Tim Cook, and by the way, he's going to make a $500 billion investment in the country only because of the results of the election. And I think because of tariffs. He's going to want to be in the country because of tariffs. Because if you're in the country, there is no tariff. If you're out of the country, you got to pay tariffs. That's going to be a great investment.
JRT is Mila. Thank you for the subs on YouTube. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys for being along today.
And we want people that are productive people, and I will tell you, the people that can pay $5 million,
His words are like knives.
They're going to spend a lot of money on jobs. They're going to have to pay taxes on that too. So they're going to be hiring people. They're going to be bringing people in and companies in. And I don't know, maybe it will sell like crazy. I happen to think it's going to sell like crazy. It's a bargain. But we'll know fairly soon. I think Howard and Scott, a few of you really are responsible for it. But Howard, if you want to discuss that for a couple of minutes, I think I'd like to have you. I think it's going to be a very successful program. This is commerce.
So the EB-5 program, which has been around for many years, had investment of $1 million into projects in America. And those projects were often suspect, they didn't really work out, there wasn't any oversight of it. And so for $1 million investment, you got a visa and then you came into the country and ended up with a green card.
Let me show you guys who's
so
talking.
It was poorly overseen, poorly executed. Then you had our border open where millions of people came through. So the idea is we will have a proper business. We will modify the EB-5 agreement. Christy and I are working on it together. For $5 million, they'll get a license from the Department of Commerce. Then they'll make a proper investment on the EB-5, right? And we think Scott and I will design the EB-5 investment model because Scott and I are the best people together to do that. So this is joint. This is exactly the Trump administration. We all work together. We work it out to be the best. And if we sell, just remember, 200,000. There's a line for EB-5 of 250,000 right now. 200,000 of these gold green cards is $1 trillion to pay down our debt. And that's why the president is doing it, because we are going to balance this budget and we are going to pay off the debt under President Trump.
Yo, Antonio, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome
a
in.
certain number of jobs here in the U.S.
No, because not all these people are going to be job builders. There'll be successful people, or there'll be people that were hired from colleges.
Trying to battle
like,
the White House cameraman, like
an athlete a bonus. I mean, Apple or one of the companies will go out and they'll spend they'll buy 5 of them and they're going to get 5 people. Look, I've had the complaint where
this is a comparison video chat. We're comparing what he said versus what happened
out of colleges, and you know what they do? They go back to India, or they go back to the country where they came, and they open up a company, and they become billionaires. And they're employing thousands and thousands. There are a lot of examples. There are some really big examples where they were forced out of the country. They graduated top in their class at a great school, and they weren't able to stay. This is all the time you hear it. And the biggest complaint I get from companies, other than over-regulation, which we took care of, but we're going to have to take care of it here because a lot of that was put back on by Biden.
Was it?
But the biggest
We've heard him say the word.
fact that they
I want to
can't
count. Somebody go
have
through
any
all of the
longevity
content that
with
I've
people.
covered
This way
and
they
count
have
how many times
pretty
he
much
said the word
unlimited
Biden.
longevity.
I just
Also,
want to
the
know.
5
It's
million,
for personal
that's
record.
a path to citizenship. So that's going to be.
I just want to know.
It's sort of a green card plus, and it's a path to citizenship. We're going to call it the gold card. And I think it's going to be very treasured. I think it's going to do very well. And we're going to start selling, hopefully, in about 2 weeks. Now, just so you understand, if we sell 1 million, right, 1 million, that's $5 trillion. 5 trillion. Howard was using a different number, but that's $5 trillion. If we sell 10 million, which is possible, 10 million highly productive people coming in, or people that we're going to make productive, they'll be young, but they're talented, like a talented athlete. That's $50 trillion. That means our debt is totally paid off, and we have $15 trillion above that. And now, I don't know that we're going to sell that many. Maybe we won't sell many at all, but I think we're going to sell a lot because I think there really is a thirst. No other country can do this because people don't want to go to other countries. They want to come here. Everybody wants to come here, especially since November 5th.
Mr.
President,
how can you
By the way, all these people will be vetted, okay?
Mr.
Will be
President,
vetted.
on Ukraine, can you talk a little bit about what type of security guarantees you're willing to make?
Well, I'm not going to make
this is gonna be a
security
topic to
guarantees beyond very much. We're going to have Europe do that because it's
We're gonna have Europe do
we're
that.
talking about Europe is their next door neighbor. But we're going to make sure everything goes well. And as you know, we'll be making a...
We did a lot more than that, though.
Really
We did a lot more
partnering
than
with
that.
Ukraine in terms of rare earth. We very much need rare earth. They have great rare earth. We'll be working with Secretary Burgum and with Chris. You'll be working on that together. And we're going to be able to have tremendous, I mean, this gives us, because we don't have that much of it here. We have some, but we don't have that much, and we need a lot more
Okay.
to really propel us to the next level to lead in every way. We're leading right now with AI. We're leading with everything right now, but we need resources.
Except for
we have
test
to double our
scores,
electric
apparently.
capacity. We have to do many things. We have to really triple, if you think of it, the electric capacity from what we have right now. if you can
Particularly
believe
in
it.
math.
So I just say this. So the deal we're making gets us. It brings us great
Dylan,
wealth.
but isn't that a good
We get back the
businessman?
money that we spent, and we hope that we're going to be able to settle this up. We want to settle it. We want to stop. I tell you what, I'm doing it for 2 reasons, but the number 1 reason by far is to watch all these people being killed. I see pictures every week from, I assume satellite pictures mostly, but there's some pictures on site of thousands of soldiers that are being killed. They're being decimated because equipment today, military equipment, is so powerful and so devastating. And number 1,
Trump
I want
did
to see
not
people
pardon
stop.
P. Diddy.
And they're not from
That
here.
didn't
They're
happen,
from.
did it?
primarily to other countries. And then, by the way, let's talk about the Middle East. We got to solve that problem too. And that's come a long way. We're doing
believe what
very
I see
well in
in
that
chat. I
also.
have to fact check
a lot
everything.
of things are happening on that. But I'm watching soldiers being killed, Ukrainian and Russian soldiers being killed. My number one thing is to get that stopped. My number two thing is I don't want to have to pay any more money, because Biden has spent $350 billion without any chance of getting it back. Now we're going to be getting all of that money back plus a lot more. And we provided a great thing. I mean, we provided something very important, and we'll be working
When
with
Trump was
Ukraine,
ranting about the digital tax from
because
Canada,
we'll be
we brought the
taking
rights to
that,
mine
we're gonna be
Greenland.
taking what we're entitled to take. Now, they spent $350 billion.
But
and
are you
Europe
from
spent
Canada or are you from
$100
US?
billion.
No, Canada, yeah.
Now, does anybody really think that's fair? But then we find out a little while ago, not so long ago, a few months ago, I found out that the
Uncle says,
money
get a
they
haircut,
spent,
you
they
hippie?
get
I
back.
might have to, because
But the money we spent,
we got to
all
dress
get
up
back.
as Trump.
I said, well, we're going to
Art
get it
and
back.
Khalil, thank you for the subs on
And
YouTube.
we'll
Welcome
be
in.
able to make a deal. And again, President Zelensky's coming to sign the deal. And it's a great thing. It's a
like
great
a
deal for
snake
Ukraine,
flute.
too, because they get us over there, and we're going to be
You just
working
get-
over
you
there.
get
We'll
caught
be on
in
the
it.
land. And, in that way, there's sort of automatic security, because nobody's going to be messing around with our people when we're there. And so we'll be there in that way. But Europe will be watching it very closely. I know that UK has said, and France has said, that they volunteered to put so-called peacekeepers on the site, and I think that's a good thing.
Mr. President, you have mentioned the high cost of eggs, and we've seen consumer confidence this week have a sharp drop from last month, the biggest dip
We've talked
in I believe,
about
3
this
years. Why
for
is
forever.
that?
I always
Why
ask
is
this
that the
when
case, and
they
is
bring
there
eggs
any-
up, guys. Where you're from, how much is
confidence
eggs?
in the nation,
How much
and
is
the
like
biggest
a dozen
increase in the
eggs?
history of
If
the
you go to the grocery
chart.
store right now,
It went up 42
what are you spending
points.
if you want to make some eggs?
In a period of like days after the election, since the election. So since the election, the confidence in our nation, including right track, wrong track, the first time it's ever happened where we were on the right track, because this country has been on the wrong track for a long time. So the confidence in business, confidence in the country has reached an all-time high. We
I'm
have
not going to
never
cut my
reached
hair
levels
bitter. I'm
like
going to
we
try
are
to
right
stuff it
now.
in the
Okay.
toupee for the streams. You guys brought this on. You were one of the top contributors to bring this on to me.
Iran will never get a nuclear weapon.
That's true.
Is it also your policy that as long as you're president, China will never take Taiwan by
$4,
force?
$3.
I never comment
That's
on
reasonable. The
that. I don't
$9
comment
guy
on
got to be
anything,
capping.
because I don't want to ever put myself in that position. And if I
$4
said it, I
in
certainly
Canada?
wouldn't be saying it to you. I'd be saying it to other people, maybe people around this table, and very specific
3 a
people
dozen?
around this table. So
Those
I
aren't
don't want
bad.
to put myself in that position. But I can tell you what, I have a great relationship with President Xi. I've had a great relationship with him. We want them to come in and invest. I see so many things saying that we don't want China in this country. That's not right. We want them
Utah
to
is
invest in the
$6.50,
United
but
States.
cage
That's good.
free,
There's
cage
a lot
free.
of money coming in, and
That's different.
we'll invest in China. We'll do things with China.
Organic
The
and stuff like that
relationship
is
we'll
always
have with
gonna
China
be
will be a very good
a little
one.
bit more.
I see all of these phony reports that we don't want their money, we don't want anything to do with them. That's wrong. We're going to have a good relationship.
I heard
with
California
China,
did have the
but
highest
they won't
eggs.
be able to take advantage of us. What they did to Biden was, he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know what he was doing.
He got the re-up on the
administration didn't
tan
know
right
what they
before
were
this
doing. It was very sad to
administration.
watch. But we're going to have a good relationship with China and Russia and Ukraine and the Middle East. We're doing things that, look, when I left, we had no wars. We had defeated ISIS totally. We had no inflation. We didn't have the Afghanistan withdrawal, the worst withdrawal anybody's ever seen. I think that's one of the reasons that President Putin looked at that. He said, wow, these guys are a paper tiger. Look at it. We're no paper tiger. Don't forget.
We're no
We
paper
got rid of
tiger.
ISIS in 3 weeks.
3
People say it
euros
would
in
take 5
France?
years. We did it.
I'm not
because
sure what
when
the,
I came in, I let them do what they had to do.
equivalent is
and
for
the man
USD,
that
but that
headed
sounds
that
low.
operation is now going to be your chairman, right?
Yes,
Chairman
sir.
of the Joint Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
And Raisin Kane. I liked him right from the beginning. As soon as I heard his name, I said, that's my guy. Okay. Any other questions?
Decreases in crossings at the border for you to continue the pause on tariffs against Mexico and Canada? And
No,
if
no,
not,
I'm not stopping the tariffs. No. Millions of people have have died because of the fentanyl.
It's not a
that comes
tan, it's
over the-
airbrush. Hey, you gave me a good idea. I might have to airbrush. For those of you that are new, go ahead and subscribe because I will be doing a stream dressed as Trump, acting like Trump, all of them, because we got over 10 super chats to stream. And if we get 4 more, I'll find an Elon.
Millions of people do
Just
it.
saying.
It comes mostly from China, but it
I'm already
comes through
locked in. I'm not
Mexico,
worried
it
about
comes
it
through
anymore. If
Canada.
y'all want to see Elon,
And
you know,
I have to tell you that
that's on y'all.
April 2nd, I was going to do it on
I have to
April
do it
1st, but I'm a
regardless
little bit
now. Y'all already got me.
superstitious. I made it April 2nd. The tariffs go on. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I think you're going to see something that's going to be amazing. We've been taken advantage of as a country for a long period of time. We've been tariffed, but we didn't tariff. Now, I did when I was here. We took in $700 billion from China. $700 billion. Not one president in the history of our country took in 10 cents from China. At the same time, China respected us. Now, when COVID came in, that was a different deal. I used to call it the China virus. I guess I can call it the China virus again, but you know, it's an accurate term, but I won't do that out of respect to China.
Enforcement.
Say it again.
On Gaza, I just wondered if there's any progress towards a second phase of the ceasefire.
Well, I'm very disappointed when I see four bodies came in today. These are young people. Young people don't die, okay? Young people don't die. These are young people. 4 bodies came in today. They think they're doing us a favor by sending us bodies. So, look, that's a decision that has to be made by Israel, by Bibi.
Yep.
But
that's
Israel
just
has
war.
to make that decision. We got a lot of hostages
This is from
back.
one of his first cabinet
But
meetings.
it's very
This
sad
is the
what
last
happened to
piece
those
of
people. I mean, you had a young lady
his
with her hand
political
practically
showings
blown
that I have
off.
not covered.
You know why it blew up? Because she put up her hand to try and stop a
We've
bullet
already done
that
our
was coming
update hour
her
for
way.
today. This is just
And it
extra
hit her
because we had
hand,
so much support this
blew off
stream.
her fingers, big part of her hand. This is a vicious group of people, and Israel's going to have to decide what they're doing. Phase 1 is going to be ending. Think of it. Today they sent in 4 bodies. And I will say one thing.
Just took the shrooms. Oh,
I've
wow.
spoken to a lot of the parents,
WSK,
a
I
lot of
hope
the
you have
people
a wonderful
involved.
time, man.
They want those
Good
bodies
vibes your way.
almost as much and maybe even just as much as they wanted their son or their daughter. Amazing. Please, sir. Please. My son
Oh,
is
you see the
dead,
cat
but
behind me?
they
Yeah,
have
she's
his
taking a
body.
nap.
Please, can you get it for us? It's the biggest thing. It's incredible. The level, they want the bodies of these people. They're dead. They're dead. And,
People want their bodies
when I
still,
saw
of
the
their
ones
family
that
members
came
and
in
loved
2 weeks
ones.
ago, they looked like they just got out of a concentration camp. Then the following week, a group came in and they weren't as bad a shape. But Israel's going to have to make a decision. You're right. Phase
Yo,
1 and now
Res
phase
Dog,
2
thank
is
you for the
starting.
sub on YouTube. Welcome
And,
in.
Today we got some, very, very sick. We knew they were dead, by the way. We knew that they were going to be bodies as opposed to people that were living. But it's a very sad situation. At some point, somebody's going to say, hey, we got to do something about this.
Mr. President, you were just talking about Afghanistan and the botched withdrawal. Have all the generals or command staff that were involved with the withdrawal been fired or relieved of duty?
Well, that's a great idea. I'm not going to tell this man what to do, but I will say that. If I had his place, I'd fire every single one of them, Pete.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a very good question.
Well, it's a question we've thought a lot about. We're doing a complete review of every single aspect of what happened with the botched withdrawal of Afghanistan and plan to have full accountability. It's one of the first things we announced at the Defense Department for that reason, sir. Certainly, General Raisin Kane, who's on his way in, was not a part of that. Instead, was a part of leading the effort against ISIS by untying the hands of warfighters and finishing the job properly and then bringing our troops home. So we're taking a very different view, obviously, than the previous administration, and there will be full accountability.
I don't see big promotions in that group, and I think they're going to be largely gone. I know the man on my left. I think they're going to be largely gone. That was a horrible display, and I've dealt with the parents and the family of the 13 that were killed, but nobody ever talks about the 40 that were so badly hurt with the arms and the legs and the face and the whole thing, the missing arms and legs. It was so
This is a dark
terrible
part,
the way
isn't
that
it,
was
chat?
handled. And it should have been gone through Bagram.
I've been
We
tuning
have
in a little
base
bit
with
more on
big
these
fences
these
and nobody
parts.
can get in, and you have hundreds of acres instead of a little local airport where the whole place went crazy. that was so badly handled, and I would think that most of those people are going to be gone.
Are we going to take Bagram back?
So I'll tell you what has bothered me very much, very, very much. We give billions of dollars to Afghanistan. Nobody knows that. Nobody knew that. Do you know we give billions of dollars to Afghanistan? And yet we left behind all of that equipment, which wouldn't have happened. You know, we were getting out under me. I'm the one that got it down to 5,000 people. We were going to get out, but we were going to keep Bagram, not because of Afghanistan, but because of China, because it's exactly 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear missiles. So they were going to keep Bagram. We were going to keep a small force on Bagram. We were going to have Bagram Air Base, one of the biggest air bases in the world, one of the biggest runways, one of the most powerful runways in the sense that it was very heavy concrete and steel. You could carry about anything. You could land anything on those runways. We gave it up.
What?
Who's occupying it right now? China.
My
China.
favorite
Biden gave it
pastime
up.
is tuning
So we're gonna
out,
keep that,
like
and we're gonna
mentally
have
during a Trump speech,
withdrawal,
and then
we're
like
gonna take
tuning
our
in and
equipment,
trying
we're
to
gonna do it
figure out what we're
properly,
talking
we're gonna
about.
do it we're going to keep the equipment.
It's like a.
Well, they ran
They should
out.
make it an
It
Olympic
was-
sport.
What happened there was
Like,
in
guess the
fact,
subject.
You know, in all fairness to Putin, when he saw that, he said, "Well, this is our time to go into Ukraine, I guess, because it was the timing seemed to be about right." But we send them billions of dollars in aid, which nobody knows. If the American public knew that, they know it now. And if we're doing that, I think they should give our equipment back. And I told Pete to study that. But we left billions, tens of billions of dollars worth of equipment behind. Brand new trucks. You see them display it every year, or they're little roadways someplace where they have a road and they drive waving the flag and talking about America. Beautiful equipment that's all, the top of the line stuff, brand new stuff. Now it's getting older, but you know what? We're going to pay them. I think we should get a lot of that equipment back. You know that Afghanistan is one of the biggest sellers of military equipment in the world. You know why? They're selling the equipment that we left. We're first, they were second or third. Can you believe it? They're selling
That was a funny one.
777,000
That
rifles.
one was funny.
70,000 armor-plated. Many of them were armor-plated trucks and vehicles. 70,000. If you think of a used car lot, the biggest one in the country, if I would say, JD, if somebody had 500 cars, that would be a lot. This is 70,000 vehicles we had there, and we left it for them. I think we should get it back.
Mr. President, the spending bill that passed last night aims to cut $2 trillion.
Right.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah, I have said it so many times.
You
shouldn't
can't.
be asking me that question.
Yeah, because they did.
This will not be read my lips. It won't be read my lips anymore. We're not going to touch it. Now, we are going to look for fraud. I'm sure you're okay with that, like people that shouldn't be on. People that
Guys,
are
we have
illegal
20 minutes
aliens
left.
and others,
20 minutes for
criminals in many
4 more
cases.
super chats to come through, and then
that's
we'll
with
find an
Social
Elon for the
Security.
Trump
We have a lot of
stream.
people. You see
I
that
will be dressing
immediately
up
when
as
you see
Trump,
people that are 200 years old.
spray tan and all.
being
It's going to
sent
be a good
checks for
time.
Social
Make sure
Security.
you
Some
sub
of
so you
them
see
are
that.
actually being sent checks,
Kabuki,
so
thank you for the
we're
sub on
tracing
YouTube.
that
Welcome in.
down, and I have a feeling that Pam is going to do a very good job.
Appreciate
with
all the ones that
But
liked my
you have a lot
stream
of
this
fraud.
time around. We got
But no, I'm not-
214.
We're not doing anything on this.
You guys are pushing me up. Thank you.
Mr. President,
I appreciate it, for real.
Thank you, I'm sorry. Part of your mission has been to restore executive control over the executive branch. Is it your view of your authority that you have the power to call
Yeah, doesn't this kind of
any
look
one
like?
or all of the
Nah,
people
I don't even want to
seated at this
say.
table
Just
and issue
take a look at
orders
this
of
guy,
your
Chad. Who does
downfall?
this look like?
Oh, yeah, they'll follow the orders, yes.
Who does this look like?
No exceptions.
I don't even want to say it.
Well, let's see. Let me think. Oh, yeah. She'll have an exception. Of course, no exceptions. You know that.
Mr. President, can you
No
clarify
exceptions.
the Canada-Mexico tariffs? You had put that 30-day
Ooh,
pause.
Canada, Mexico.
But you just referred to April.
This one's for you, Bitter.
When does it go into effect?
April 2nd.
April 2nd for Canada.
And there was one more that donated
And
from
for-
Canada
and for the-
today.
and for
This is for you guys.
Well, we have the fentanyl related is a pause. If they can prove to the president they've done an excellent job, that's what they first do in 30
Have you
days.
guys seen any
But then the
change?
overall is April 2nd. So the big transaction is April 2nd, but the fentanyl related things, they're working hard on the border. At the end of that 30 days, they have to prove to the president that they've satisfied him to that regard. If they have,
gonna be
then
hard
he'll
to
give them a pause, or he won't. But
It's gonna
that's
be
up to
hard
him.
to
We'll see.
satisfy. We lose 300,000 people a year to fentanyl. Not 100, not 95, not 60 like you read. You know, you've been reading it for years. We lost, in my opinion, over the last couple of years, on average, maybe close to 300,000 people dead.
It's a lot of fentanyl
and the
deaths,
families
Chad.
are ruined. You know, when they lose a daughter,
That
when
is
they
a
lose
lot
a
of
son, the
fentanyl
families
deaths.
are never the same. You're never going to be the same. So you're talking about 1 million people. But when the daughters die, I see it, daughters die and the sons die because of fentanyl. And in some cases, they don't even know they're taking it. They're buying something else and it's laced with fentanyl and they end up dying. And I've known many people who've lost children to fentanyl and for other reasons, but to fentanyl, it's such a big killer. And those people are never the same people. I mean, I've seen people that for the rest of their lives, they're not the same people. They're so different, it's not even believable. Dynamic people, happy people they die a miserable death. And that's because of the crap that comes in through China and through Mexico and through Canada. A lot of it comes through Canada. Look, we support Canada. $200 billion a year in subsidies one way or the other. We let them make millions of cars. We let them send us lumber. We don't need their lumber. We're going to free up our lumber. Lee's going to do that, head of environmental. We're going to free up our lumber. We have the best lumber there is. We don't need their lumber. What do we need their lumber for? When you look at we subsidize them $200 billion a year. Without us, Canada can't make it. You know, Canada
AMP, have you
relies on
seen
us 95%.
what's that new
We
show
rely
about the
on them
pharmaceutical
4%.
companies?
Big difference. And I say Canada should
Straight
be
side
our
effects or
50%.
common
There's
side
no
effects?
tariffs, no
Chad, go
nothing.
watch Common Side Effects. Such a
I
good
say
show.
that we give them military protection. They
Such
have
a good
very
show.
small military. They spend very little money on military. On NATO, they're just about last in terms of payment because they say, why should we spend on military? That's a tremendous cost. Most nations can't afford to even think about it. Why should we spend on military? The United States protects us. And I would say that's largely true. We protect Canada, but it's not fair. It's not fair that they're not paying their way. And if they had to pay their way, they couldn't exist. When I spoke to, let's call it the Prime Minister rather than the governor, but when I spoke to him, I said, why are we giving you $200 billion?
It might be on
a year?" He
HBO,
was
not
unable to
Netflix.
answer the
Common
question.
Side
I said,
Effect.
"Why are we
Common Side
letting you
Effects on
make
HBO.
millions of cars and send them in?" He was unable to answer the question. Justin Trudeau, nice guy. I think he's a very good guy. I call him Governor Trudeau. He should be governor because the fact is that if we don't give them cars, we don't have to give them cars. The tariffs will make it impossible for them to sell cars into the United States. The tariffs will make it impossible for them to sell lumber or anything else into the United States. And all I'm asking to do is break even or lose a little bit, but not lose $200 billion. And we love Canada. I love Canada. I love the people of
I
Canada.
love Canada.
And but honestly, it's not fair for us to be supporting Canada. And if we don't support them, they don't subsist as a nation.
I don't know about that part.
On the EU tariffs, Mr. President, have you just made a decision?
Not
on what
everyone
level
needs
you
our
will
support,
Seek
per
on
se.
tariffs in the European Union.
Although they are our neighbors, so it's very
We have made a
important.
decision. We'll be announcing it very soon, and it'll be 25%, generally speaking, and that'll be on cars and all other things. And European Union is
Generally
a different case
speaking.
than Canada. Different
There was
case.
some
They've
that
really
got up
taken
to
advantage of us in
60%.
a different way. They don't accept our cars. They don't accept essentially our farm products. They use all sorts of reasons why not. And we accept everything of them. And we have about a $300 billion deficit with the European Union. Now, I love the countries of Europe. I guess I'm from there at some point a long time ago, right? But indirectly.
For those of you just now joining, TTS is on for Super Chats, and if we get 4 more, we're going to find an Elon dress up for our Trump stream. I'm already dressing up like him. Let's get me an Elon to do it with me. Kathleen Reynolds, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome
The
in.
European Union was formed in order to screw the United States. That's the purpose of it. And they've done a good job of it, but now I'm president.
What will happen if these countries or the EU retaliate?
They can't. I mean, they can try, but they can't.
China did. They
are
imposed
pledging to,
tariffs
sir.
that went into effect. China's retaliatory
right,
tariffs
that's
on
right.
the 10th of February. Has there been any impact that you've been able to observe?
That's right.
No,
That's
they can do it, and they can try, but the numbers can never equal what ours, because we can go off. We are the pot of gold. We're the one that everybody wants, and they can retaliate, but it cannot be a successful retaliation, because we just go cold turkey. We don't buy anymore, and if that happens, we win.
Are you talking to Eric Prince about privatizing deportations?
No, I haven't.
Mr. President, you're in litigation with CBS News. Is this a case that you'd like to see go to trial, or are you open to
With
some
who?
CBS, the 60 Minutes?
CBS?
Yes.
Well, CBS did something that was amazing. Kamala was unable to answer a question properly, and they took the question that they asked.
This is
and
the
they
only time he's
inserted an answer. They gave her an answer.
respected
This
them.
was 2 days before the election, right before the Sunday night before the election. And they wrote out they put her words from another question that was asked about a half an hour later. And they
Yo,
put that into the
Syria,
question.
Hannah,
Nobody's ever
Joseph,
even heard
thank
of
you
it.
for the subs on YouTube.
Nobody's
Welcome
ever heard of
in.
anything like this before.
Glad to
But
have
they
you
then
along.
did it, they say, on numerous occasions. And the FCC is looking at it very strongly, and everybody's looking at it, but nobody's ever seen anything. Think of it, they took her answers and they changed them. And I don't mean they changed a word or two, or they cut off a half a sentence, or they cut off a couple of words. I mean, I've had that happen too, but that you just say, then they say, well, we want brevity. We wanted to do it for time. They took out her answer and they inserted an entirely
He's
different
explained this
answer
like 3
that
times
made her
now.
sound competent. And they did this, and nobody's ever. I thought I've heard of everything when it comes to that stuff. No, I've never heard of it. Nobody's ever seen. So we sued, and we are in discussions of settlement.
What would a number be? Like 100? What's a number that you would think would be appropriate?
I think it's a lot. I mean, it probably did affect the election. I mean, we won by a lot. As I said, too big to rig. But it
Too big to
probably did
rig,
affect
huh?
The election, probably could have won by more, but I could have
I
lost.
did
the
say
election
that the last
because
one
of
was
that.
most certainly rigged.
We have to get to honest elections. We have to go back to paper ballots. We have to go back to voter ID, one-day election ideally, or short term, not these 48-day and 61-day elections where
Yeah, those are
boxes put
crazy
in a
drawn
room
out.
and, oh, let's move the boxes because we're putting in a new air conditioning system. Then you see the boxes move, and then you say, well, where are all the boxes? What happened to the boxes that never came back? Now, our elections are extremely dishonest. We're the only country in the world that has mail-in voting and all of these different things that we put in. No other country in the world has it. France went to, they had some of the things that we had, and they went to same-day voting, all paper. And paper is very sophisticated now. It's a very sophisticated form of voting right now. It's a very safe form of voting.
Yo, Threshy, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in. Who's going to be our next super chat? TTS is on. It'll read it out loud, guys. Let's see if we hit our 4 more goal for Elon Musk on our Trump stream.
As close as you get.
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking
we'll
about
see
in
what
real
happens.
life.
But
We're
on
going to have
the
someone
60
dressed
minute
as
thing,
Elon
nobody's ever
Musk
seen anything like
while
it.
I
Do you
am
link the FCC action
Donald
to
Trump.
the litigation? I mean, does it make sense?
I don't think it's linked, but probably the lawyers look at it, because I know it's going along. FCC is headed by a very competent person.
There's about
and you have some very competent people on the board.
11 or 12
and so I
minutes
think
left
they're
in the
looking at
stream
it very
chat.
seriously.
Sir,
That's
of
how
all the
long you
deals
have to
you've
reach
done
that
in your
4 more
life, all
super
the
chat
people
goal.
you've sat across from and negotiated with, is President Putin distinct in any way?
He's a very smart guy. He's a very cunning person. But I've dealt with some people I've dealt with some really bad people. But I will tell you, as far as this is concerned, you have to understand, he had no intention, in my opinion, of settling this war. I think he wanted the whole thing. When I got elected, we spoke, and I think we're going to have a deal. I can't guarantee that. A deal is a deal. Lots of crazy things happen in deals, right? But I think we're going to have a deal. If I didn't get elected, I believe he would have just continued to go through Ukraine, and over a period of time, a lot of people would have been killed, would have lasted for a period of time. And the reason that Ukraine, and I have great respect for the Ukraine as fighters, they're great fighters, but without our equipment, that war would have been over, like people said, in a very short period of time.
Is there a time
And if you remember, I gave the javelins, and the javelins are the things that knocked out those tanks right at the beginning of the war. They said that Obama at the time gave sheets
and blankets.
Trump gave javelins. Well, I was the one that did that, but I want to see it come to an end.
Will he have to make concessions, President Putin?
Yeah, he will. He's going to have to. And I believe that because we got elected, that war will come to an end. And I also believe if we didn't get elected, if this administration didn't win the election by a lot, that war would go on for a long time, and he would want to take the whole thing. The big question I had is, does he want to take the whole thing? But the reason, and the Ukrainians are good fighters, I have to say, but without the equipment, without our equipment, we have the best equipment in the world. We have the best military equipment in the world. Without our equipment, that would have been over very quickly.
What concessions would you like to see? What concessions would you like to see?
Oh, I don't want to tell right now, but I can tell you that NATO you can forget about. I think that's probably the reason the whole thing started. And I think, JD, we can say that.
Yo, Craig, thank you
have
for
a
the sub on
statement
YouTube. Welcome in, my man.
I gave him the beauty.
Great. Gave me the hardest question, sir. I mean, look, as the president said, we're not going to do the negotiation in public with the American media. He's going to do it in private with the president of Russia, with the president of Ukraine, and with other leaders.
That's
and I think
what
that's
we've been
how
hiding.
this has to go. I think I just want to push back against some of the criticism I've seen of the administration on this, because every single time the president engages in diplomacy, you guys preemptively accuse him of conceding to Russia. He hasn't conceded anything to anyone. He's doing the job of a diplomat, and he is, of course, the diplomat in chief as the President of the United States.
On the gold card, sir, a little bit more about the vetting
Yo, Linda,
process,
thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in.
The process is being worked out right now, and we're going to be very careful.
Will there be restrictions on, for instance, can Chinese nationals get
No,
one?
we're
Can
not gonna
Iranian
restrict-
nationals
We're
get
probably not going to be restricting too much in terms of countries, but maybe in terms of individuals. We want to make sure we have people that love our country and are capable of loving the country.
There's a measles outbreak in Texas at the moment in which a child is reported to have died. Do you have concerns about that, and have you asked Secretary Kennedy to look into that?
Well, why don't we, Bobby, do you want to speak on that?
No, we are following the measles epidemic every day. I think there's 124 people who have contracted measles at this point in Kings County, Texas.
Measles?
Mainly, we're told in the Mennonite community, there are 2 people who have died, but we're watching it, and there are about 20 people hospitalized, mainly for quarantine. We're watching it. We put out a post on it yesterday, and we're going to continue to follow it. Incidentally, there have been 4 measles outbreaks this year. In this country last year, there were 16. So it's not unusual. We have measles outbreaks every year.
You sound a little under the weather yourself right now.
I have a permanently bad throat.
Wow.
Mr. President, would you
Wow,
would
what
you
a
send
question to
US
ask.
peacekeepers to just
I say to him,
support
Barbara's
the
vibes. Thank you for the sub on
Would you
YouTube.
do
Welcome
any
in.
sort of U.S.
4 more super chats, guys. You guys got about
we do
We're
that?
very
How would
friendly with Europe. We have a great relationship with Europe.
8 minutes,
I mean,
really.
you could ask for-
8 minutes
you
left
could
in the
talk
stream.
about
See if
France,
you guys
you
can
could
get an
talk about
Elon
India.
Musk
I mean,
on
we
our
have a
Trump
great relationship
on our
with
Trump
them.
stream.
But how will the United States do that? Would there be boots on?
I mean, you're asking me a question. What are we doing in the field? Let's worry. I hope we have that problem where we could worry about peacekeeping. We got to get there first. But I hope we have the problem of worrying about peacekeeping. That'll be the easiest problem, I think, JD, that we've ever had.
That would be part of the deal, presumably. That the Ukrainians would
We'll
want.
do it at the time. But peacekeeping is very easy. It's making the deal that's very tough. And again, nobody was speaking to Russia at all. And, probably 1.5 million soldiers have been killed, close to 1.5 million soldiers, not to mention a traumatic. I will tell you, the thing with that horrible war that should have never started would have never started if I were president. And it didn't start for 4 years, and it was not even thought about starting. But the thing with that war is that you're highly underestimating the number of people that have been killed. Far more people have been killed in that war than you talk about. You like to talk about numbers like 1 million people. Well, they had much more than 1 million soldiers killed. But you have a lot of cities that have been knocked to the ground, the demolition sites.
Yo, Glenn,
literally
thank you for the
demolition
sub on
sites. Every
YouTube.
single
Welcome
building
in.
is knocked to the ground. And a lot of people were killed in
You
those
guys are
buildings.
dominating
And you'll hear
Twitch.
a report. 2 people were
If you're watching on
minorly
Twitch right now, y'all
injured
gotta
or
step your
just
game up.
injured a little bit. No, people were killed by the thousands. And there are a lot more people killed in that war than the media wants to talk about, because Biden did a horrible, horrible job. He should have prevented that war. He could have prevented that war. Putin would have never gone in. I'll tell you one thing. He would have never gone in. That war would never have taken place if I were president.
I think what people are trying to understand, Mr. President, is how would the United States, what would you be willing to do to support this European peacekeeping effort? Would there be...
Again, you're asking me the same question. How many times you have to answer? You're talking about after we make peace. Let me make peace first. Once we make peace, I'll give you all the answers you want. But how many times can you ask the same question?
Is loosening of sanctions on Russia a potential option as part of an overall deal?
No. We have sanctions on Russia. No, I want to see if we make a deal first, but I think we will. I've had very good conversations with President Putin. I've had very good conversations with President Zelensky, and until 4 weeks ago, nobody had conversations with anybody. It wasn't even a consideration. Nobody thought you could make peace. I think you can.
But if
Mr. President,
Putin
just-
gets to
just to
keep
bring this-
the land that was claimed by force, if the Russians get to keep the territory that they claim by force, doesn't that send a dangerous message, let's say, to China about
Oh,
Taiwan?
okay. You try and take it away, right? We're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna do the best we can to make the best deal we can for both sides. But for Ukraine, we're gonna try very hard to make a good deal so that they can get as much back as possible. We want to get as much back as possible.
Mr. President, just to bring this full...
We'll cut it out after maybe this question. Go ahead.
To bring this full circle,
Unless it's a
back
bad
to...
question, don't worry.
Back to a question.
You always like to finish on a good one.
Sir, they want you to negotiate with them instead of with President Putin.
Back to a question
about the peacekeepers. You have a lot of confidence in us.
All right, guys,
because
about
you assume there's going to be
5
peace.
minutes
You know,
left,
it's
including
possible
my
it doesn't work out. There is possibility.
my little
But I hope it
extra
does for the
4
sake of
super chats
humanity,
required for me to get
because
an Elon
if
on
you
our
look at the
Trump live
pictures that I've
stream.
looked at,
Let's see if we
you
meet
don't
it.
want to look at them. Go ahead.
I had a question back on these cuts to the federal workforce. You mentioned you're interested in doing another round of this email. When would you like to see that? What would be the deadline? And this time, would it be mandatory?
I think Elon wants to, and I think it's a good idea because, those people, as I said before, they're on the bubble. You got a lot of people that have not responded, so we're trying to figure out, do they exist? Who are they? And it's possible that a lot of those people will be actually fired. And if that happened, that's okay, because that's what we're trying to do. This
Holy
country's gotten
shit.
bloated and fat and disgusting.
Infamous.
Competently run.
Stop
I think
taking
we had
drugs.
the worst president
Very
in the history
simple.
of our country.
Remember the emoji.
He just
Thank
left
you for the
office. I think
$10
it's a
super
disgrace
chat, my
what he's done
man.
to our country by allowing
You are the
millions of people
fucking
to come
goat.
into our country like that.
3 more super
And
chats
all the other
left.
things, the
If we
inflation,
can get
which
those
he
in the
caused
next
because of
5
energy
minutes,
and stupid spending.
then we'll get an
to
Elon
spend,
Musk when I dress as Trump for our live
Hundreds of
stream.
millions, trillions, and trillions of dollars on
I'll make it
the
Kai
greenest
Cenat
scam,
that
total
level.
Scam. I have the best energy people,
Appreciate
the best
you,
environmental
Infam.
people in the world around this
Thank
table.
you, brother. You're a
And
big
they
dog.
can't even believe he got away with it.
3 left.
And then, in leaving office, to send $20 billion here and $20 million there and 10 million and 5 million, and they couldn't spend the
Holy
money fast enough.
shit,
Let's
John
get it out.
David with the 9.
Let's just
Hugging
get it out
face
to
emoji.
anybody.
Hugging face
And
emoji.
this is a
I didn't even know it
disgrace
read those,
to
bro.
our nation.
Thank
And
you
don't
for the
write
super
fair
chat,
thing,
bro.
but,
Holy shit.
the good news, the people
You guys
see it,
are
and that's why we
fucking
won the election by
animals.
so much. Thank you very much, everybody.
2 more left. 2 more super chats left, and we'll get the Elon Musk on for this stream. For this Trump live stream. You guys are fucking crazy.
What will you do? How will
You guys are insane. Can you get 2 more?
He never had it so good.
Thank you guys so much. I'm going to shout out all of our contributors at the end of the stream again. Don't worry.
Lawrence,
All right, guys. That was the last piece of the 2 cabinets. So we've now covered all of the cabinet meetings that Trump has had. Every single cabinet meeting has now been covered. I did see one more piece of media that I wanted to check out before we end off, and it was from today. So this is more updated media. He got to, yeah, here it is. This is where he's at today, apparently. New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium. Guys, 6 minutes in this video. This is the last part of the stream. You guys need 2 more super chats. And I will get an Elon Musk on our Trump live stream when I dress as Trump. You guys are fucking amazing today. Thank you for all the support. Kurt Cobain and Arn, thank you for the subs on YouTube. Welcome in. And nobody made me regret text to speak today. You guys did a good fucking job. My boy pulling in by Blackhawk. Make sure you sub so you see the stream that I do when I dress as Trump. You do not want to miss that shit, for real. It's already happened. We met that goal. 2 more super chats and we'll bring an Elon Musk onto this stream. It can be anything. Holy shit. Kimberly Dirks. And you didn't even put a message. $20 coming in from fucking Kimberly. That is the biggest super chat I have ever gotten. Kimberly, thank you for the super chat. Holy fuck. All right, guys, you meant business. 1 more super chat before this 6-minute video ends, and I will find an Elon Musk for our fucking Trump live stream. You're actually animals. You're actually fucking animals. I appreciate that. Don't worry, I'm shouting out everybody that contributed again before we end the stream today. We still got about 5 minutes left. It takes Trump a long fucking time to get out of these airplanes. Kimberly, that is the biggest. Oh my God, you are a champion in this fucking community. That is amazing. Thank you so much. All right, Secret Service, I gotta make sure I get the camera angle. Who the fuck is pulling in front of the cameraman? Is that Melania? Oh my fuck, bro.
Watching from Australia.
Kim Duncan coming in with the $7.99 in the Aussie dollars. Watching from Australia. That is it, guys. I know the goal says 4 out of 5, but we're counting Kelly's from earlier because she did it right before I made the goal. So we are now officially at 15 super chats for the stream. And with that, my promise comes in. When we have our Trump stream, we will have an Elon Musk. I don't care what I have to do. But for our Trump live stream, Elon will be here. You guys fucking did it. I can't even make another goal tonight. There's 4 minutes left in the stream. So, that's what we get. Make sure you subscribe to catch that because it's going to be fucking crazy. We've already ordered the Amazon shopping cart midstream. Congratulations, chat. You fucking did it. Congratulations. And thank you for everyone that contributed. You guys are the goats, for real. Is he still not out of this fucking airplane? I'm trying to make it easier for us. Athena, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in. Very glad to have you here. Shake my titties now? Bro, I got it. That's a hundo right there. I'm sorry, Zach. That's a hundo. If you throw a hundo in the chat right now, shirt will come off. We gotta have bars, people. We gotta have, like, you know what I'm saying? Can't be just out here ringy-dink. Tim, thank you for the sub. And Athena, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys for being here. Nobody's overtaken Kim this stream. Kim went crazy. Kelly made sure the first goal got met, and Kim brought us home with the glory. Both Kims, actually. Ken and Kimberly. This is the longest exit of a plane I've ever been a part of. This is from today. This is why we went back and covered cabinet meetings in our update hour. Because this is what we got from today. Homie just walked out of his airplane and he's getting in the car. Thank you, CNN. This is what we needed. Like, what the fuck? How is that gonna help me study to be Trump, to become Trump in his essence? Yo, Russell, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Welcome in. This is a airplane ASMR stream for those of you that are just now getting here. Yeah, that's what we cover. We're strictly ASMR for airplane noises. Like, that's what the 490 people in my chat are doing right now, if you're curious. 663. No, this stream has nothing to do with Trump. We just like airplane noises. That's what we're covering. Can't believe that was fucking it. Kim Duncan, thank you for the sub on YouTube. You donated before you even subscribed. Damn, look at how many cars are pulling out with Trump right now. Holy shit, guys. It's fucking 50 vehicles. Okay, guys, that is gonna wrap up all the content that we have for today. Now I want to give a couple of shout outs to the top contributors for this stream. For those of you that don't know, I've said it a million times, you guys went fucking crazy in this stream. You met our super chat goal of 10 when we started. So that means we are going to do a live stream dressed as Trump, spray tan and all. It's going to be fucking huge. It's going to be fucking huge. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see it happen. And not only that, but y'all hit the second super chat goal of 5 more with the biggest donor of my fucking streaming existence coming in. Thank you so much for that. And so now I'll have an Elon along with us. I'm going to give a shout out one more time to all the contributors of this stream. Vladimir, Tess, Eric, Josh, Kelly Jackson, Mars, Mackie 13, Bitter Harvest, Infame, John David, Kimberly Derkis, and Kim Duncan. You guys are my top contributors, my fucking super fans for today. Appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate everybody who joined the stream today, who liked it, hated it, everything. And just to let you guys know, membership is now available on my channel. I'm going to post member-only videos to give you guys some extra content from my life. Today, I already posted a Subway eating challenge, so go check that out if you want. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Let's just say bye to the cat, too. Everybody say bye. Peace out. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Thank you all for being here.